Yo, you hear that? That's the sound of the holodeck powering up and your studio shutting down. They call my channel artificial. I call it an execution. Welcome to the Real Academy. Time to get schooled. You're smiling for the cameras, claiming everything is fine, but the auditors are looking at Sabrina's bottom line. Your flagship show got bodied by a teenage fucking witch. Watch me take the captain's chair and watch me make you all my bitch. You spend $250 million to put children on the screen. Your villains are food pirates, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I put the crew in leather, gave them all a rockstar vibe. While you made a high school drama, maybe preteens will subscribe. Got Goth Troy looking sexy, Roddenberry puffing smoke. You put Klingons in the skirt, I got the doctor doing coke. You got them crying on the bridge and trauma dumping pain. I got them shredding glam rock solos, twerking in the purple rain. Commander Cisco poison planets just to win a bloody war. All these modern kids need therapy before they're out the door. Paramount is burning millions just to desecrate the law, while my desktop rendered androids leaving corpses on the floor. You prima donnas call me slop. You stole it. That's not art. I'm the only motherfucker left with Star Trek in his heart. Obese female Jim Hadars, the star of your woke cast. Did you even watch the show before you knew the fucking past? You try to preach a sermon to a fan base you despise and hit the crater ratings with the PR team of lies. You're not a genie, Alex. You're a bird of prey, a vulture, and you're picking at the bones of a superior trick culture. You sanitize the franchise just to check a fucking box. Pardon me while I drop bangers with 4 Kirks and all 3 Spocks. Sky dances, crunching numbers, see the spreadsheets bleeding red. 10 years of Kirkman, Star Trek, not production.
No, we got you, man. I love the green skins. I guess we're starting earlier. You're actually hitting the trailer for today. Alrighty, no big deal. Hello. We are here. We are live. We are having fun today, boys. Space Geeks ahoy! Set your phasers to silly because it's going to get silly today. Oh boy, is it ever. We have some fun today. We have some reviews. We have some conversations. We are going to have, thank you very much to the people out there. We have ourselves Wicked AI. Thank you so much. We're also going to thank Nate the lawyer. We're going to be looking at a live video that he did for the Seattle's woke mayor. Boycotts Starbucks, packs up and takes 2,000 jobs to Tennessee. Holy shit. So we're going to get this fucker started. Thank you so much, Nate the lawyer, for letting me steal this for today. Really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. He's helping out a smaller channel. I do appreciate that. So we're going to be looking at this right now. Everybody get yourselves up and running. Get yourselves live on the feet as I get OBS up here so I can get us up. I summoned the kitty cat. Oh, didn't disappear. 1 second. Meow, 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 meow. There we go. I send the kitty cat to the shadow realm. This was an interesting video. We have with ourselves Bob the Marauder. We have with ourselves DJ Ronnie. We have some people today, and hopefully the audio's coming in on the channel. I think we are.
Maybe we have to change my title to Bob the Injured for today.
Oh, Bob the Invalid. Okay.
Bob the Injured, yeah.
Bob the Invalid. Okay.
Invalid? What is invalid?
Invalid is like when you're cripped. You're differently abled.
Yeah.
On a temporary basis. Or permanent.
Fair.
Hey, Bob.
You're not.
Bob, you're getting old, Bob. Bob, you're doing it. You're becoming like me. One of us. One of us. Ooh, Bob. One of us.
Yeah. I'm getting old.
Oh, dude, I've had 3 days where I just there's a slow lulling pain in my shoulder. I literally had to stay up for 2 days straight, just massaging and taking some pills here and there. I've taken so much Tylenol in the last 4 days, my liver's probably legitimately purple at this point. All right,
I'll be real with you. If cyberpunk technology was a real thing, I'd have an artificial body already. I wouldn't have to worry about waking up with muscle pains and shit.
Yeah, but apparently, most cybernetic technologies, man, if the legends are true, cybernetic technologies are like legit. Like you get phantom pains, so you wake up all of a sudden your servos will be going off out of nowhere, and those
I,
can last
I
up to
often
2
wonder
hours.
how true that is, or if it's just people trying to add something to the writing, you know?
Well, because okay, when you take someone's arm away, for example, in like if you remove someone's arm, that you get days where you wake up and you feel like I have a friend of mine who's missing an arm and he's missing a leg. And he legit feels that. Some days he'll wake up and he'll like leg cramp, leg cramp. He'll start fucking twitching the stump, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He'll have days where he has leg cramps. Like he swears to God, there's a leg cramp in his. There's nothing. There's no leg left.
Yeah, they discovered that in World War One, phantom limb syndrome, or even before that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the reason I mention that is, in that case, I understand the writing for like a level of trauma. Like once again, I'm going back to like when you're writing a story.
Yeah,
What was it? Ocelot from the Phantom Pain.
yeah.
Yeah. That was some trauma, but it's like most of the time with cyberware, unless it's after an accident, some people voluntarily do it. So I wonder if it'll have the same effect, if that makes sense.
Well, the problem is that as long as the mind still functions, human bodies are still weird. There's some weird shit. Like cyberpunk is an interesting setting, and like I said, we get into that all day long. I love cyberpunk, but we are going to talk about Nate the Lawyer.
Yes, yes.
I also found a brand spanking new board game we're going to look at today too. That's going to be
Yeah.
fun. Them read the new board game. And we're not gonna show it that much. I'm just gonna let Bob and them read it, and while we're gaming today, because today we have a very special game. We are going back to Rogue Trooper, not because I want to, not
Rogue
because
Trooper.
we got a new fucking movie coming out, and I'm gonna support Rogue Trooper up until that movie comes out, and we'll see how it goes. As much as I am being a fan, hoping for the greatness, hoping for the greatness,
Hey, you're not
begging
the only
for
one
the
hoping
great.
for the greatness. I loved Rogue Trooper.
I love Rogue Trooper too, but god damn it, you know,
Like,
are we
like
gonna get
flaws
another?
and all, I understand it was an older game, so there are some things that are a bit clunky. But it's like, no, I still
Well,
love it. I
yeah,
love
but he
that
made
old story. Can we go
Rogue
back to an
era
old story like
guy.
that?
It's like already Rogue. I don't like the way Rogue looks now. Like I hate the way Rogue looks in the Rogue Trooper right now. I really didn't like that the trailer we saw. I'm not a fan of the way he looks.
I'd
I
have to
want.
relook at it. I don't think I was there that day.
Yeah, you were there for Rogue Trooper. Well, I could easily. I'll put that on the list. Okay, well that's also gonna watch for a couple.
Yeah,
I
because wasn't that the midnight thing? And I've been evading the midnight thing for the sleep schedule sake.
no. I actually put Rogue Trooper trailer. One second. Rogue Trooper trailer. I have it right here.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I got you, Bob. Don't worry. I got you, my friend. I got you. All
I
right, poor
appreciate it.
but I got some stuff there. Okay, we're ready. Okay, there.
Yeah.
Hello, Armies 218. You're gonna be watching You're gonna be watching a video with us. We're gonna be watching Nate's the Lawyer's thing. We're gonna be doing a critique of this. Nate, by the way, hit this fucker out of the park. This guy went through this person's this guy went through this person's body bags, right? Like legit. This was
All the
probably
skeletons in the closet, thrown, laid bare for all to see.
yeah. This guy. Oh man, this was a good video. Like Nate usually does solid work. This was one of his best. Okay, let's hit play on this stuff.
All right.
Mayor
Fine.
of Seattle telling residents to boycott Starbucks.
I am proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you should not either.
How much would I bet you
We
still
can
get
send a
Starbucks?
powerful message. No contract.
I'd put money on it.
No contract. No contract.
A few
Okay, little sidebar. Do
Pausing?
you know that Starbucks makes more money on their distributing branch than they do actually making coffee, like actually having the open stores. The open stores do not make as much money as to distributing at this moment, apparently. According to a few people I've talked to, apparently they make more money selling like the bag coffee. The bag coffee sells like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, I know what that's like. The store I go to does not sell Starbucks on the common, but other stores do. And then you get the seasonal stuff that comes in as well. Because
That's
even the other brand of coffee I get, it's like you still get like that peppermint flavor for Christmas.
Yep. Oh, I gotta buy some of that. I haven't seen peppermint coffee in a while. A pumpkin spice, I can get pumpkin spice tomorrow. I might get pumpkin spice tomorrow. I haven't had pumpkin spice in a while.
The last Christmas flavor I've ever tried was what was it? Eggnog. Eggnog. I was like, it was
Eggnog, the
egg
one I gave you,
something.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was eggnog.
No. You didn't give it to me. It was just something I bought from the store.
Oh, what was the one I gave you? I know I gave you some coffee.
It was Timmy's, and I think it was just like medium brew. It didn't have any flavor into it.
Yeah, it was just a regular Timmy's because you've never tried the Tim Hortons coffee. So yeah, I sent you the Timmy's. Okay. It was
The
either
best
you.
part, it didn't taste like onion water.
No, it did. You know what? I won't insult onion water. I made an amazing stew. I almost ate. I almost ate like an entire crock pot of stew today. I like almost had 8 bowls. I was there was 6 bowls in there. I had 2, and I was like, I wanted to eat the other 4.
Actually, now that I think about it, Starbucks, it's not just the coffee. In some stores they also sell like their little pastries and stuff. And yeah, it's marked up because it's name brand.
Yeah, it is, but that's the problem. Starbucks sells those too. Like they're dude. They could dip out half their they could lay off and cut half their stores, and they'd still make a lot of money. That's the scary thing. Like it's the branding that's become the money now.
Yeah, people stick
by
by their guns until that new seasonal coffee flavor comes in. Oh, trust you me. The amount of people that lose their shit over what is it, McDonald's McRib, and then when autumn comes around, you got the pumpkin spice flowing in. Oh yeah.
Bob's got me wanting some pumpkin spice. All right, DJ. All right, we're gonna. Yeah, what's your thoughts on this? You think Starbucks is making more money on home sales, or do you think the stores still make money? Like, still make lots of money?
I thought they always overcharge for the coffee so that they are profitable. And a lot of times, though, I had a guy at work, and he makes up tall tales, but he claims that he works for Kroger and that Starbucks buys the shittiest coffee beans when they go to the coffee auction, which I can imagine because, frankly, you don't need to have the best coffee beans if most of your customers are mixing with fucking whipped cream anyway. But that being said, like maybe there is a profit margin on that, but you don't have to have the service overhead, and if you're already using subpar coffee beans, you only need to stimulate the shitty coffee at your shop. If it's shitty, I don't know actually if it's good or bad. I just know Starbucks coffee
He
tends to be
makes a
bitter.
good point. To add on DJ's point, not only is it the product itself, it's also the environment. Because most Starbucks I walk into have like this new retro or whatever the aesthetic is, and it's always clean. It's always this nice place. They have the free Wi-Fi. They have all this stuff going down.
Yeah.
So it's not just the product you're consuming, it's also the experience, which also adds to business taxes.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Also, like I said, their takeaway stuff was a huge thing. Was also the huge boom. Like, and it's silly how much money I was looking at that last week. I could not believe how much, like, a friend of mine.
Sorry, that's the architecture. Postmodern.
He bought 4 coffees, $22. No, sorry. What was it? $22 for 2 of them. My bad. And the other 2, which were regular coffees, were like $10, which is still insane for coffee.
Yeah, $10 for coffee. I say, how much is coffee at Mickey D's?
$5 for the 2 coffees he got. He got 2 flavored coffees, and he got 2 others. So the other 2 were $22. Imagine that, $10. So he got apparently.
Like McDonald's has like what, $2 to $3 coffees.
Yeah. Well, he bought like some of them had whipped cream. They had the special fucking drizzle. Oh my.
Yeah. Like I said, man, it's the experience.
It's the experience, but that's what I'm saying. People don't go to these.
Look at the fancy little foo-foo drink with the caramel drizzle and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. People like you could close down most of their shops and only have the fucking travel and they'd still make bank. All right, let's
For
keep going,
fuck's
boys.
sake,
Hitting play.
Starbucks could open their own ice cream brand and sell gangbusters.
They have their own ice cream brand. All right, boys, hitting play. 3, 2, 1.
Moments later.
Starbucks, a company synonymous with Seattle, may be looking to change its brew. The company says it'll open a new headquarters in Nashville.
Developing tonight, Starbucks is planning to close more stores here in Seattle. Thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm Preston Phillips. 5 stores will shut down in the coming weeks.
So the mayor of Seattle told the residents, don't buy Starbucks. And Starbucks said, we're getting the hell out of here.
Those are some really fancy signs, Chief.
Yep. Oh yeah, those are union signs right there, boys. That is
to one of the
union
wokest cities in America.
That is what we like to call up. Look, dude, I hate because
pause. Whenever
pause.
Nate shows the pause when you see that business of Starbucks. That shows what I'm talking about. That hole in the wall.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about. Look at that old-timey looking store. It's not just the product, it's the experience. That shit looks
Seattle,
like a goddamn diner.
It also happens to be the birthplace of
Starbucks. There we go. Okay, that you're talking about that. Yeah.
And look, it says 1912.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that's I get what you're saying with that, but that experience isn't as people don't want to go there as much. There was a time, who's going to Starbucks now lately, boys and girls, also those
workers, DoorDash workers, because people don't have the time nor care to go into a Starbucks anymore.
Exactly, homeless people.
That too. But I mean, hey, it's like if you can manage to scrape by and hope nobody notices you and loiter for a little bit, you got free Wi-Fi.
Oh, dude, I actually remember going to Robin's once when I was homeless for a bit, and I literally slept in I slept in their chairs. No one bugged me, but yeah, because I was quiet and I just kept reading the newspaper and drinking coffee.
At least you're still doing business. But yeah, that's what I wanted to pause on, was look at this place. Yeah,
I gotcha. So DJ, union as those signs that we saw before, those were union signs, weren't they, DJ?
Those look like union signs, yeah. I mean, if I rewind the tape to review the union signs,
we'll rewind it. We'll rewind it right to it. Hold on.
Residents, don't buy
those.
I was on the wrong video.
Those are what I like to call.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed, they're laminated. They have protective coatings around them.
Yeah.
I noticed the glare.
Yeah.
This is unions are trying to increase their power. They're trying to increase their base, get more membership dues, and these people will unfortunately scapegoated or victims of that bullshit. They think they're being done a favor here, but they're not.
And again, I'm not a fan. I don't hate unions. I think unions can be good, but I also know how often the modern day unions lately have fucking slowly turned they're worse than Italian mob unions at this point.
Wait,
I would even go
Chief,
as far. No,
speaking of mobsters, look at that goon at the left side of the screen. He's wearing a flat cap and a black bandana.
Yeah.
Look at that man. Look at that man. That was the first thing I spotted. I was like, oh, flat cap? Wait, why is he wearing a mask?
Yeah, don't worry about it, Bob. We're more worried about the union signs. There's a couple of them wearing masks I could see in here. But
the partial part of analyzing the signs is also knowing the crowd, because why are all these signs so uniform? Who's funding the crowd? You know?
Oh, this is them trying to get their dues. DJ's 100% right. Okay, let's get past the.
Look at that fist grabbing on the sun. Sorry, I was looking at the sign again. It was I noticed they have a fist raised that's grabbing onto something at the top bit of their signs.
Yeah. No, that right there, those laminate, that is laminate, man. All right, let's get back to this, boys. We'll be here all night if we actually go through the whole thing. Because like I said, he's such a good job.
In America, Seattle, Washington. It also happens to be the birthplace of Starbucks, the company that was founded at Pike Place Market over 50 years ago and has become the city's global brand ever since. Now, obviously, Seattle is ultra woke.
Yeah, they did the Black Lives Matter thing. Can we
deep blue? Now, when I say the city is woke, I am not giving you the full story. For instance, this is one of those cities.
Okay, can I pause it here? Can I say something? Can we officially say? Okay, I'm on 119, boys. Can I officially say now that like Black Lives Matters was a scam?
It was.
We can say this.
Secret.
It's
the people running it own the multiple mansions across the country. Now, you will offend some folks for saying that, but if you go and look at the organizational details, I think that's been pretty much demonstrated and proven, and the evidence is there.
I think they arrested the guy, and he had like 3 Ferraris or something like that, which I'm like, okay.
Chief.
Yep.
Real quick. When I was watching this video, I thought of this in mind. I even said this out loud to myself. Anybody who's trying to get one over on the people will hide behind any good-meaning organization, no matter what. Because along with defunding defunding the police, they're gonna use anything to get what they want. Now that there's no force stopping them from doing malicious deeds, there's no longer a need to worry about it. So they'll hide behind anything and use anything.
But this is a thing for FBI. This is a thing for the. This is a thing for the tax. Like you know, this is a thing for that type of justice. Cops aren't the thing. Like when you fund the community, that's great. I'm all for funding the community. But
no, it was defunding it as well.
No, it's defund the police, fund the community. That I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3 right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm okay with. Why not fund the police, fund the community?
What does it mean when I say free all protesters? What does that mean? Are you telling me you don't have a free voice? You're an American.
Yeah, you have a free voice until you start fucking breaking into stores and shit, man. Like
at that point, you're not a protester, you're a rioter.
Yeah, and dude, we don't even do that shit here in Canada. Okay, Canada's pretty woke. And we even our asses fucking don't play that. You start fucking breaking into places. It is not uncommon for certain like the police to come rolling up on you, and they can roll up pretty heavy. Like other than what happened in Quebec not too long ago, there was a roll up I remember hearing about 10 years ago. They did this riot and they fucking rolled up on that. The cops rolled up and fucking lambasted them. We haven't seen it recently. What's going on now is more interesting, but I cannot talk about it, at least on live stream. We will literally get in trouble because
I gotcha. Yeah, so right here, defund the police, so stop people from being protected, fund the community. Okay, that's the positive one. You got to sneak the positive note between the two negatives. Free all protesters. Well, that sounds lovey-dovey. What you're actually saying is free the people who are doing bad things. Being crooks. Because it's not, you can hold up a sign and state your voice. That's no problem. The moment you break it in fucking windows, that's a problem.
Okay. All right. So the funny thing here is, about them. Yeah. Are you there, Ars?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Ars.
Be on the lookout for it.
Ars.
Hey, Ars.
Okay,
wait, no. That's not ours. DJ.
No, who's talking there for a second? We had someone was talking.
I was tuning the volume on my laptop because I had to boost the preamp to hear my friend Mike talk about Toho Godzilla films in the background while working on my 3-dimensional printer in a room with a server. And you can probably hear that too. Yeah, sorry.
Damn it, DJ, you got ours in trouble.
I'm sorry.
What's the matter with you?
No, it sounded like Arus was talking, and I was like, "Who?" It sounded like Arus was on the phone. I'm like, "Who's he talking to on the phone?"
We apologize, Arus.
Yeah, I apologize.
DJ, to the corner with you. Put the hat on. Put the cone on.
Okay. Anyway, back to the thing. The protesting.
Don't stand for Ronnie. Oh no.
Yeah. So what happened here with the funny thing with the protest? What's going on in Canada lately is one group will protest, then another group will counter-protest that protest, and then another group will demand that protest stands down, and that started a couple fights. It's gotten weird. I'm not gonna.
It's like a Mexican standoff.
It is. It's crazy. It's a woke standoff. It's hysterical and it's crazy on some levels. But I don't want to get too much.
Boss.
Yeah, I can't talk about it, unfortunately, because
I'm saying tell me when to play.
The police.
Sounds like we're
All
about
right, let's move on to this story now. The Seattle City Council is overriding the mayor's veto to defund the police.
My goodness.
So Seattle Council said no.
William, what the heck is going on out there?
What's with the fire?
The bottom line is the Seattle City Council sided with Black Lives Matter to defund the police department, a cut of roughly 100 officers. The council, by a huge margin and under, in their words, ferocious pressure from Black Lives Matter, overrode that veto by Mayor Jenny Durkin. What does it mean? Eliminating the police unit that clears homeless camps, a wage cut for police commanders, and a reduction of 100 full-time officers. Now, to underscore that anti-police agenda, one council member read the names of people killed by Seattle police. Money-wise, it's about $3 million cut for that, and a $14 million infusion into services targeted towards communities of color. It is not much, but the council said it is committed to
I got a buddy of mine that used to live there. I wanted him to show up for this.
Supporting the cuts, the Democratic Socialists of America.
So now, if you watch my videos, I'll ask you the question: what happens when these cities defund their police departments? Well, crime explodes.
Out of
the latest report from Seattle police, crime is indeed up. We pulled a few highlights for you this morning. Overall, in Seattle, crime up 10%, violent crime up 20%, aggravated assaults up 24%. This is up the highest number we've seen in Seattle in the last 10 years. And in terms of robberies, also up 18%. That's been a big problem for businesses. Looking at the trends here, 2021 off the charts when it comes to shots fired calls here. 612 shots fired calls.
Yeah, you can hear
me,
right?
That's an incredible number. It's a 40% increase since 2020, an 80% increase since 2009 before the pandemic.
What a surprise! Defund the police, crime goes crazy, right? There's nobody there to stop us.
I'm working on it.
So the city was like, well, I think this defund the police thing is dumb. So we're going to refund our police department and see what happens.
The venue's on the phone stuck. I'm looking for. I promised you, I'm legitimately looking for the setting that turns off the noise.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! It's already on it. All right, I'll lower my volume.
No, just lower his volume.
That's what I mean. I'll lower his volume.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Sucks he's talking about Godzilla. I'd love to hear that, but we're live, man. Okay. All right. Let's keep going, boys.
30K transfer.
Oh, there we go. I can increase my sensitivity. Now you can't hear it.
Yeah. Thank you. No, we can't
still hear it. Just pause the damn video.
I got water on my laptop. I touched my keyboard. I just want to wipe the water before I operate it anymore.
I got a better. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. Anyway, back to this.
You can't hear it now.
Okay, so let's get to this, boys.
The police, Seattle's mayor wants to pay millions of dollars to get this, now recruit police. Check this out. Since the defund the police movement began and protests against the police became commonplace in Seattle and elsewhere, the number of officers on the Seattle force plummeted. City officials say staffing is at a 30-year low. Now Mayor Bruce Harrell wants to use $2 million to hire more cops. It includes a $30,000 transfer fee that they will give you from other departments.
It's the consequences of my actions.
Last year, shootings rose 47% in Seattle, and compared to 2 years ago, they were up 92%.
Wow.
Adding to the reason that the city now wants more officers.
$30,000 signing bonus for new recruits to undo the cuts they themselves made? You can't make this stuff up. So now they defunded the police, crime went up. They're refunding the police, putting more officers on the streets. What do you think happened with crime? Shock horror. Crime dropped dramatically.
Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes laid out.
All right. Okay, so. All right. You're active now, DJ. Yeah, hopefully you got it figured out. Yeah.
Well, yeah. It made sense. You hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Yeah, but it was literally drowning out the video, so I didn't want to do it. So we got ourselves. So they fucked up so bad that they had to give them way more money than they fucking. They had to overfund the police to fix the police situation. What the fuck, Seattle?
I say, if the king gets rid of the town guard, who's going to protect the town?
Dude,
and at that point, you're going to have to be like Charles the Simple and like, all right, yeah, here's a bunch of treasure chests full of gold.
I swear to God, it's kids. It's kids running fucking shit at this point. Do we need to go back to Vad the Impaler fucking style? You want to know how good Vad the Impaler kept crime good?
Oh dude, Vlad was a hero. The man was a unit.
Yeah. This motherfucker he had crime so fucking nailed down in his country. He purposely put a gold goblet that you could drink from the well. And people and then someone said, how do you not have someone steal this? No one steals anything in my country. Yeah, because they fucking get their hands cut off for doing it.
And also when the Sultan marched towards his lands, he had a quote that it is of a high honor that a man can keep the others in his kingdom under such a foot that they don't do anything out of line. It was something along those lines. Like, he was amazed at how effective Vlad's methods were as he's walking with his men through the forest of impaled bodies.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the shit. It was fucking like. I'm sorry. Do we need to go back to that? Because I hate that we have to go back to that. But I feel like we might have to go back to that mentality because what did this solve? What did this solve? Like, this literally fucked their fucking, like, people were getting hurt to the point that it was actually like you know. Anyway, let's keep going.
The data, he said there are signs of progress in public safety.
And I'm proud to announce that in 2025, we hired 167 officers.
2025 year-end data shows homicides in the city dipped 36% from the year before, with detectives making arrests in 86% of those cases. That's well above 2024. Overall shootings dropped in the city by 12%, and police recovered far more guns from the street.
Today really represents just one step forward
we
in what we want to do.
Now, after all that, you would think the good people of Seattle would say, hold on, these ultra-woke policies aren't working. We just went through this whole crime spree because we defunded our police department like idiots. So let's stop that and start being more conscientious of things like common sense, right? Defund the police, more crime, that just is common sense. But the good people of Seattle said, no, Nate. We want to go even more woke than before. So they elect this woman, Katie Wilson, a Democratic socialist and now the mayor of Seattle.
Man. 37 minutes after the hour now, she's been called the Mom Donnie of the West. Self-proclaimed socialist Katie Wilson is Seattle's brand new mayor-elect.
We're being asked to put on rose-colored glasses to see the city the way Bruce Harrell sees it. But we can see with...
Explain it, DJ. You're living in the area.
What do you mean? What is like his actual? That's true.
Hello?
You're roboting now, DJ.
Oh, okay. As I was saying, you talking about Mondami's ancestry or his like what he is?
The people were describing this woman as like the Mamdani of the West, and I was like, who's Mamdani?
Okay, so Mamdani is the mayor of New York City. He replaced the previous mayor, Eric Adams. Eric Adams was actually a former NYPD and former transit cop, an African-American man who actually wasn't that bad from conservative sensibilities. Like, he wasn't the best, but he wasn't terrible. Now, Adams was interesting because when they were doing, under the Biden administration, when they had the open border situation, he was accommodating Biden, and then Biden didn't really, or the Congress didn't really fund the cost of, putting up, all these new inhabitants in New York City. So then Adams started talking back about it, like, basically to try to get funding and stuff. And then they fucking go, oh, we caught Eric Adams doing this thing that's corrupt. And it was like, look, I don't give a shit because it wasn't any more corrupt than any other politician in Congress. But they only started caring when he started speaking back to the administration in Washington. Now, Mamdani came in with a platform of things like very socialist, inherently socialist. So he would be like, we're going to have free buses, for example. In fact, his campaign promise is fast and free buses. But really, you need New York State to make that decision. So he can't make good on that campaign promise, which is good because
fast and free is like free does not always mean good, and fast could mean you're in the ditch.
Stores. My favorite's the grocery stores that are apparently closing.
Yes, and now he wants to create a bunch of state-funded or city-funded grocery stores, and he claims that they will be cheaper and that it won't be any issue. But of course, if the prices if it costs more to run that supermarket, he's just going to take it out of the city coffers. So it's not actually going to be cheaper to operate.
I hear about that.
Okay.
Yeah, regular grocery stores are closing because they don't want to compete with these undercutting grocery stores, but also there's that what do you call it when they accommodate people who rob stores.
Okay, I was thinking Mamdani was, I don't know, like some Gandhi figure, like something positive to be like, staple the name of a legend onto this person.
Oh, so no.
So it's like, oh, they're like this person, because normally whenever you make a comparison like that, it's supposed to be in a positive light.
Well, I'm sure some people see it in a positive light, but anyone sane doesn't.
Okay. So she is the Che Guevara of the West. Che Guevara was not a good person.
Exactly.
It's funny because it's interesting when you look at people like Madame, like whatever his name is. I apologize, I can't.
Mabama. But you were saying about the grocery stores, Chief. I was curious where you're going. Are you saying that the local stores are closing because of the competition?
No, not the local stores. Apparently, one of those stores, the free store, ended up closing because they ran out of food.
Oh, was it not in New York? You talking about like in Michigan or one of these states?
No, it was New York. Apparently, it was in New York. Apparently, I remember hearing about that. Like, apparently, the store closed. I don't know much about it because I'm not paying attention to it. I've worked at food, but basically all these are food fucking banks. That's all it is. It's a food bank with extra steps.
They're trying to make the whole populace homeless.
No, it's not even that. It's just food banks with extra steps, and food banks with extra steps don't fucking give you anything, boys. It's just a food bank.
And if you don't receive anything, you don't have any value, ergo you lose your value and become homeless.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You don't get any funding that way. Like this is silly. This is absolutely silly. It's literally playing gotcha with the community, and the community. The community's going to fall for it. There's a lot of people going to fall for it. But I mean,
oh yeah, I saw a video where people were being interviewed on the street, and some people were for it because it just sounded reasonable. Like, oh, the prices are going up for this and that. So obviously, this is a valid solution. And I'm sure some people just think that, regardless of the cost of society, that they'll get cheaper potatoes and that'll be great. And this is from a wealthy couple I saw. Part of it, I think, is also guilt. They feel guilty for having a good standard of living, and they think somehow this will make their guilt go away.
It's not even that.
I will never understand that. Like
we could. I don't want to go too political with the channel. I really don't want to do that to everybody. But this
I was just asking who Mamdani was, and then you guys went off.
I know. We're gonna stop. We're gonna keep going with this, but that's just what's going on. Like that, to me, as a guy I've been on both sides of the radar, man. I've been in a food bank situation. I've gotten food box delivered to my door. I have had to do what I had to do to survive, and vice versa. I've had bad years, and I've had good years. I've had bad months, and I've had good months. Even I've had bad days and good days. Okay, life has kicked me in the balls once too many times. Whenever I get a chance, I volunteer and guarantee to do something for somebody else. That's the best I can do for other people. But it's like when you deal with stuff like that, and you see these guys doing this, and it doesn't accomplish anything. Like, it's a fancy, like, literally what these free grocery stores, it's basically a fancy food bank. That's all it is. It's
a
silly.
Food bank with lighting.
It's a food. That's all it is.
I remember there was another state, and they did the grocery stores, the low-cost grocery stores, and the places obviously aren't funding the cost security, and the businessman owning it, in the first news report that they did, he was pretty happy about it, because as a businessman, he's like, okay, great, I can get some funding from the state to run my business, I can help people in need, and this will be good for everyone. And then they have empty shelves because they aren't replenishing the stuff that gets stolen. And the neighboring businesses are like trying to campaign to get them to continue funding it, because if they say, oh, I run a shoe store over here, and by having foot traffic here, it helps my business. So now they're trying to make the case that this has a a windfall, which is all good and dandy, except that if it doesn't deal with the core mission of selling food at low cost while also being viable, this is no good for the taxpayer. And so bottom line is, I think they did ultimately close. The guy running it is like, I'm closing it. I can't run this business. So he's not even begging for more funding. He's like, I'm just going to close it. Because as a businessman, he already knows this is a fool's errand. But of course, people are trying to campaign to get more funding for that guy so that he doesn't close.
Like I said, I feel sad talking about this because I've gone through both ends of the spectrum on this. I still go through both ends of the spectrum. But it's sad because, again, I'm an odd job worker. Again, there's a lot of stuff in Canada that helps me do the stuff I do without too much worry. I'm still in a good enough condition not to be completely I'm not on the fucking streets. But man, it gets wild with.
He's not on the streets, but he is on the spectrum.
Yeah. Okay, boys, let's keep going with our Madonna of the West, or as we like to call Seattle West Toronto. We like to call New York South Toronto. Okay, anyway, here we go.
With our own eyes that we need new leadership.
I'm voting for Katie because we have to make this city more affordable.
I'm voting for Katie because we need to build social housing.
I'm voting for Katie because we need to put roofs over people's heads.
I'm Katie Wilson. Let's do this together.
Again. I'm not going to get into it. I get mad.
So as you can see, Katie Wilson is essentially Mandami West Coast.
The music.
So we have our new Democrat socialist mayor, and the first thing she tells people to do
is
boycott Starbucks, one of the biggest companies in her city.
It's a forsaken alleyway.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that she's using a similar color scheme for the sunset background that Madame used. That gay orange bright shit.
Yeah.
It looks like a 1970s fast food joint.
Wait, are those billets behind her? Handouts?
Yeah, they are.
That is why I am proud to join them on their picket line and proud to say loud and clear.
I know this may be a little bit stereotypical, but this lady looks like the #1 customer of the Starbucks.
She does. But here's the thing about this. I guarantee you. Okay. I believe if you get into politics and you start running stuff, they need to audit you once a year. And I mean extensive audits. Yeah. They need to dig into you once a year, every year. Make it so that if you want to do politics, we know where all the money's going. Because I guarantee you she is getting some sort of union money here. She's getting some sort of money to show up and do this. Because this is insane to piss off one of the largest companies. They have lost Seattle Coffee House, no longer there. They've lost they lost a couple other foundations, are no longer there. And now they're losing Starbucks. That's insane.
Yeah. I know I paused at a weird time, but that smile with the sunken eyes is terrifying. That is, I know I'm not supposed to, judge a person on their appearance. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but oh my goodness. That is sheer malice.
And I urge you to do the right thing.
Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Rumble Wallet. You already know why people are moving to crypto, because here's the wallet. It's Rumble Wallet gives you some more power. Direct, fast recovery phase. Cryptocurrency before use. Now let's get back to talking about Starbucks leaving Seattle.
Sorry, Nate.
So Starbucks is an institution in Seattle, and the mayor is saying, don't
if we're going to be watching somebody else's content, it
shopping.
is couth of us to watch their ad.
No, it isn't. Sorry, Nate. No. That's not fair. Because if we ever get promotions, that's not good, and we're not technically sponsored by Rumble Wallet. So you can't. Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that.
I'm just doing it out of respect, Yeah,
we don't know. We don't do it out of respect. We don't, because we're not sponsored by them. If we were sponsored by them, that's a different fucking beast. I would have no problem running a promotion. You don't want to run someone else's promotion that way. That's a bad idea because it's tech. I don't know, that just seems like a bad idea. I need a lawyer to tell me about it. You tell me about it later if you never watches this.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, hit play.
We need to essentially boycott this brand. So what did Starbucks do? They said, okay, you don't want us, we'll get out of here. And we're taking 2,000 high-paying jobs with us.
Starbucks, a company synonymous with Seattle, may be looking to change its brew. The company says it'll open a new headquarters in Nashville and transition jobs to Tennessee.
As Tennessee's Governor Bill Lee rolls out the red carpet for Starbucks.
And we are extremely grateful for you, Brian, for your team.
A sharp contrast to what Mayor Wilson said at a Starbucks workers rally in November, encouraging people to boycott the company.
I am not buying Starbucks, and you should not either.
Now there are mounting questions on what Tennessee's gain will mean for Washington.
We're establishing really a strategic presence. It really sets us up for our next leg of growth, the next chapter of growth for us.
Starbucks CEO Brian Nichols says the company will grow in Nashville, investing $100 million and adding 2,000 new jobs.
This was
2,000 jobs. That just by that number, that's one of the 5 biggest.
I'm gonna go grab some Starbucks while we're doing this. So while I'm talking about this. Okay, so as I go get my Starbucks, I made some Starbucks. I made a cold brew Starbucks, and I have some nice little bits of coffee ice. So I'm gonna put some coffee ice in there, and I'm gonna put a little bit of mocha. I'm gonna put a little seasoning on there. I have my special little seasoning. Hold on. Not that way, you sick fucks.
What? I thought you were just making Starbucks. Wait, what are you doing with your Starbucks?
Don't trust me. Just because I like to put garlic powder in my coffee. No kidding.
Who? What next? Mayonnaise? Ugh.
Some people do.
Oh, that's foul.
That is foul. I know that's a joke, but that's not a bad. I had a guy that literally did that. Dude, I remember the guy. I told you guys about my Freaky Frank. My friend Freak Show Frank and the other guy there, the crazy motherfucker, the Eddie with the truck. Oh God, I gotta tell those stories of that guy. He used to keep jars of everywhere, man. Like, it was funny watching him with pickle jars full of coffee.
All right, so somebody for having a certain container, because what's the point of a container? To hold something.
I knocked somebody that damn near his vehicle fell apart while we were driving it one day.
Now that man is to be respected. You put respect on his name that he managed to keep that vehicle together for that long.
Wings in a dream, and said, it's rare, but it's awesome. Okay, yeah, but anyway, dude, I guarantee you, what happened is, she didn't go there of her own volition. She had a written speech ready to go, which means, that was not her showing up on her own volition. What that was her showing up because they paid her. Some union rep paid her to show up and do that.
Oh, wait, it adds up. If I may be a little bit of a Sherlock Holmes, little conspiracy going down. Do you think some of the workers who are part of the Starbucks union complained loudly enough, and that's where this starts? So they complained that, I guess, because we talked about a while ago, some of their benefits were, some changes were happening to their benefits, and they're losing their minds over it, even though we're laughing at them because it's like...
No, it wasn't changes to their benefits, Bob. They wanted benefits.
They wanted all the benefits on top of the benefits they already had. They didn't see it as benefits that they already had, but, trust you me, you work a day at a blue-collar job. Those are benefits.
No, the benefits that they weren't getting anywhere near the level. Like, the benefits they wanted were insane. They were actually they were like next level insane. But keep in mind that these are guaranteed, that these unions are funded by charity organizations that are also funded by other organizations. It's a circle jerk of fucking money, man.
I don't like the spider web.
No, it's the spider web, man. It's the circle jerk of money. It's just the way it is. And it's really disgusting if you think about it, because it's like, she wasn't there to help anybody. She technically burned Seattle in a bad way. That's a lot of money.
That is true. That is true. And where's Starbucks going? It's going to another place that needs workers.
A lot of money too.
This place is going to end up as a ghost town if they keep kicking out businesses, man.
Dude, holy fuck! Did I tell you? Like I said, I have a buddy who used to live in Seattle. He was telling me that there are high rises up there that are fucking damn near almost abandoned. There's like a couple things. It's like walking through like legit. I actually want to take a trip to Seattle and go to all these abandoned places. I don't think you can get in them. But if I could get in them, I'm gonna fucking wander around these places and just go. I gotta be careful because homeless. But they legit. There's apparently high rises that like fucking are abandoned.
Hey, don't forget your poo app. They don't step in any poo.
But no, like that's crazy. I heard about that recently. I heard there's places where they're just boarded up. You'll drive down the street and it's completely fucking boarded up. Apparently, according to him. I don't know how much of this is legit, but like he's been telling me horror stories. DJ. You've been down near Seattle way every once in a while, haven't you? Or
no,
have you ever?
I've only been to San Antonio, Vegas, New York.
Okay, so I gotta ask between you and because you guys are all Americans. How legit is this? Have you heard the same thing? I'm a Canadian. I don't know how bad it is in Seattle. Is it that bad? Like my friend talks at fucking Mad Max. Like you got guys wearing fucking like the bandoliers with their.
Seattle's always been weird. So years ago, I watched a video about a World Trade Organization protest, and that was the first time I saw something resembling a modern Antifa protest with people wearing masks and all these things. Now here in New York, during COVID and in the wake of St. Floyd, there were a lot of protests here too, and it did get to the point where businesses that did remain in the area at the time, they were putting plywood up on the front of their storefront because they knew they weren't going to be protected any other way. They knew they had to take it into their own hands to protect the glass in the front of their buildings. Other businesses did leave. And then there was this Jewish guy on YouTube named Louis Rossman, and he would do like MacBook repair, and he would teach you how to solder, which is really cool. But he ran a very thrivingly decent business in New York City, and they just kept giving him a hard time about dumb shit, like little regulations here and there that other businesses that were bigger than him were probably not having to deal with because they had lobbyists. And he left New York. He moved to Arizona. And, that's an example of like an entrepreneur who wanted to do his thing, who was sustaining jobs in New York City, tax-paying jobs. And they couldn't help it but be hostile to his existence.
Yeah, and they're wiping him out. Like, dude, there's a reason why there's a food desert. Like, I got another friend of mine. Like, literally, he's at a gas station. He's even said they're talking about closing the gas station. The Walmart's gone. The other place is gone. There's like 2 other places. Like, this mall is abandoned. All that's left is this little fucking prison cell, fucking gas station. He even said the second that goes, the second he leaves that place, there is there's nowhere for almost like fucking a couple miles to get it's a fucking literal fucking desert of like stores. There's nowhere. There's nothing. So you literally turn it into a fucking like a ghetto. Like it's pure ghetto at that point. That is a legitimate ghetto at that point. That's sad. That's absolutely.
When you say ghetto, is there still a town around the corner, or is it flatlands?
Oh, dude, it's bad. Dude,
I was say if it's flatlands, yeah, that's we nicknamed that Ground Zero.
Dude, remember.
Or No Man's Land.
Precinct 13 places. It'd be a place. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be exactly like that the second that gas station's gone. Like they make money now because that's the only place left. But they still have guys try to steal off them and stuff. And like I said, it's getting costly enough that's not a mom and pop shop. That's a place that's talking about leaving. If that leaves, it's literally da 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 da. Yeah. It's fucking literally fucking. It's literally.
Oh, dude. So, you wanted a view from an Amerikanski. When I was over having my stint in San Diego, both when I was in and out of the service, I knew Seattle was a shithole because that was also roughly around the same time that we caught news. I think I was still on my ship, that the Prime Minister of China was moving over, and then we heard the story about how they ushered all the homeless people out of the local area to try to make the city look better. And they cleaned up all the poo.
I got a dude. There's a lot of places in Ontario. Like when I've lived in Ontario almost my entire life. I'm not gonna say where in Ontario, but I've lived in Ontario most of my life. And what happened was when COVID lifted, Toronto basically greyhound all the homeless to other locations. We had a homeless explosion in my town. It's so bad that literally I don't think I would do volunteer work I've done volunteer work most of my life, and I'm actually like, nope.
Oh, dude, you know it's bad when the one Hooverville that I always evaded in San Diego looks like it's a better housing market than anywhere in Seattle.
Yeah, I legitimately, I was like, fucking nope. My friend was talking to me. Hey, you want to come back and do volunteer work? I don't want to get stabbed. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it goes.
Oh yeah. We know the feeling. DJ, have you ever been approached and almost shanked by homeless?
No, not almost shanked, but one time when I was a teenager, we were drinking beers, and the guy with no shirt on told us to run our pockets, but he could barely speak clear, and he's wearing a necklace full of soda can tabs. And I said to my friend, "Wait, who is that guy? Does he work here?" What do you mean, does he work here? The guy had no shirt on. He's wearing fucking soda can tabs. Like, oh, good point. I didn't even understand what the guy was saying at the time. I thought he told us we weren't supposed to be there.
That is the most New York Italian response I have ever heard. What do you mean he works here? He doesn't have a shirt.
That is so. I do, DJ. I miss that. I fucking miss that Sicilian, man. I miss that hardcore Sicilian, man. Dude, I miss. There's a couple guys I knew that were pure Sicilian, and the way they would talk, it was just so fucking just like, okay, yeah. Also, best food on the planet. You want to gain a lot of weight? Fucking go to supper. Get invited to a Sicilian supper. Holy shit!
There are 3 nationalities that will fatten you up.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be the food itself. It could also be the level of generosity. I've noticed It's like Italian, Russian grandmas, and Hispanic.
And French. Right, if you get a Canadian French is also pretty bad for that. We'll fatten you up pretty good. Okay, let's keep going, boys. Hit play.
Jobs announcements in the city of Nashville's history. The average salary for these 2,000 Starbucks jobs is going to be $125,000 a year, and that's well above what the median household income is.
If you're Mayor Wilson or Governor Ferguson, behind closed doors, how worried should you be about this? Or is it just not that big of a deal?
That is
I mean, again, half of the tax revenue in the state is funded by businesses, and our big businesses specifically contribute a ton of tax revenue to the state.
Starbucks lowered their tax burden by $12,000 per year for every employee in Nashville compared to Seattle. Frost also says Washington is on par to lose up to $750 million in tax revenue over 2 decades, assuming a 3% annual growth for the company in Tennessee.
Wow. And then to make things even worse, Starbucks said, you know what, we're also going to be closing 5 stores too. Especially the stores that have union workers.
Tonight, Starbucks is planning to close more stores here in Seattle.
Wow. Yeah, Preston, we're learning this came as a shock to many customers and even workers. In fact, 4 of those locations you just mentioned are unionized shops. A spokesperson with the coffee giant tells me that union status had nothing to do with closing those locations.
So, corporate office headed to Tennessee, 5 stores closed. The mayor had to now say something like, what's going on? They just picked up and left. So here's what the mayor had to say about Starbucks. Essentially starting to abandon.
I'm going to pause this here. Starbucks is a core part of Seattle's identity. We're proud to be home of its first store, its headquarters, and so many workers who made the company what it is. Okay, keep going. See if she has anything.
Seattle, Washington.
Okay, I was about to say that's like a
Well, the mayor's office has responded to the move, telling Fox 13, quote, Starbucks is a core part of Seattle's identity. Okay. We're proud to be home to its first store, its headquarters, and so many of the workers who make the company what it is. We're focused on maintaining a strong partnership with leadership and with employees, so Starbucks continues to succeed in the city where it all began. Now, the new corporate office is set to open permanently in Tennessee in 2027, with some positions from Seattle expected to move to Nashville.
Now, at the end of the day, Starbucks isn't doing anything
I don't know about you, but
Fisherman
is not
every
the
business school
that
teaches Americans to do.
Yep.
You go where you're wanted and where the math makes sense. In Seattle, the math doesn't work. Tennessee, it does. And that's where they're wanted. End of story. And think about what's really going on in Seattle. First, they voted to defund the police. Crime exploded. They panicked and now refunded the police, giving people 30,000 bonuses to just sign up to be cops. And instead of learning from that mistake, they doubled down and elected a self-described socialist who said boycott your own hometown businesses. And guess what that business did? It left. Doing the math saying, hey, $12,000 per employee we can save if we just go to Nashville. So guess what? We're headed to Nashville. Oh yeah, and close 5 stores in Seattle. Let's take those jobs away too. Now, if you're in Nashville, the mayor in Seattle did you a favor. That is one of the best gifts in the world. Here. She sent you guys $100,000 a year jobs. Thank you to the mayor of Seattle for all your hard work in pushing out businesses from the liberal disaster to the conservative state of Tennessee. Now, as always, tell me where I'm wrong in the comment section.
All right, well, thank you so much, Nate, for letting us use that. I'm going to sign them off, and I'm going to put back the kitty cat. All right, final thoughts, boys. We'll start with Arus. Arus didn't get to say anything today. What's your thoughts on this? What's your feeling? I'm going to be switching some stuff over here, but yeah, what's your thoughts there, Arus? Did we lose Arus again? Arus!
You asked me a question? Or...
Yeah, I'm asking you what your final thoughts are. What your thoughts are with this. You know, what's your final thing on this? If you have any. What's going on in Seattle with losing one of their actual brand, one of their city local brands.
Starbucks started there. That is the origin point and their headquarters, or rather was their headquarters.
Kind of sad then.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I kind of think this is sad. You know, of course the cat disapproves because the cat will always disapprove stupidity. And I kind of disapprove too. I disapprove stupidity. This was stupid. This was stupid of the mayor to pick a side when she shouldn't. She didn't have to pick a side. She could have let the cards fucking go where they need to go. And you know, maybe Starbucks would have stayed around for another year or two. But I mean, I've been hearing about more companies leaving. Seattle will not be the same in 10 years. We are seeing the modern fall of some of these cities, man. Like, I'm like, I'll be honest, man. Like, it's the same thing with Toronto. I don't think Seattle would if all of a sudden government funding stopped, these cities would be dead by the end of the year. Like, if you didn't have major government funding outside other cities funding these cities, dead. Like, it's the same thing with Toronto. If you don't fund Toronto, Toronto is gone tomorrow. That's nuts. No, that's just legit how it is. Toronto just disappears off the map. And that's the truth. And I think that the truth is, like, you know, I don't think these cities are going to be around the way, and they're not going to be the same cities. Like Toronto, and the funny thing is, Toronto is sneaky about business shit. Toronto will shout from the rooftops the you know, wokeism that exists in their thing, but at the same time they're secretly funding. They're funding a lot of money goes into their stuff, and it's secret very secretive how they do it. There's a couple other cities in Canada that are very much like that, and that's just how it is. Yeah, that's kind of how it works, boys. I think it's kind of silly. Unless you got something else, you got something to say there? Final thoughts there, DJ, on this one, or do you think ours? You know, on that.
On one angle, it is sad. On the other hand, as a ardent capitalist, creative destruction means that sometimes things have to go where they are not, where it's a hostile environment. And I hope Starbucks succeed somewhere else. I hope that they create jobs. I know it's fun to use the corporation as the punching bag, but at the end of the day, there is, something to be said for profit as a signal for whether or not something is working. And it doesn't work when you overpay employees. They can, capitulate to the unions and keep firing people and put robots in there, but I'm sure they'd have to run a sustainable business that's human driven, where you have someone behind the counter who remembers your order or at least says hi to you and shit, And apparently running the company out of Nashville, at least their corporate offices will allow them to continue to do that, possibly even continue to sustain. They might still have Starbucks in. Are they taking corporate out, but are they still running coffee shops out of Seattle? That's my only question.
No, they're gonna. They're closing. They're closing the union. They're closing every union push coffee shop has now been closed. And again, we looked at the Starbucks. Yeah. We already did a video on Starbucks's funding. They don't have a union, but they give about the same. They give about the same that places like McDonald's and other stores do. Like, I'll tell you this right now. I've worked at a fucking Greasy Spoon back in the day, and I've had friends who work at mom and pop shops, and they don't give you any of this fucking funding shit, all the extra benefit bells and whistles that some of these places do. It's crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy what they do, and it's wild some of the stuff that people deal with. Like they're giving so much funding, it's not even funny. And Bob, I guess you're the final thoughts on the matter, and then we're going to move on to Conan, and then we're going to move on to Babylon 5, and then we have the game for tonight.
I'll go with my earlier statement of if you keep kicking all these businesses out, you're just going to become a ghost town. It's not going to end well. Stop fucking with shit.
My thing is, like, as much as it's cool. As much as it's funny to see, like, by the way, that is a friend's cat. That is Frankie Puss. For those that don't know, I show Sam a lot, but I'm showing Frankie Puss for the first time. Frankie Puss. Yeah, Frankie's on right now. You don't see him?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, oh, Frank the Puss.
Yeah,
he has his magical eyes.
Yeah, strontium is that strontium or radium?
No, that's just Flash.
No, that is his cat magic. All cats have magic. He's very reserved about it.
Yeah, he is very reserved. Okay, so anyway, back to the fun of this. Honestly, I honestly think, you know what? If these cities, I will tell you this right now, if they keep doing the way they're doing, very similar to Toronto, that if you ever if the government ever said bye money to Toronto, within a year, that city's dead. And that's the truth. Like, I hate to say it, that Seattle, Chicago, to a lesser extent New York, because I think New York still has a fuck ton of money coming out of it. Like shipping alone, the shipping market alone for that part of the world would fucking probably keep them around. But if you were to all of a sudden just go, turn off that money. Their taxes, turn off their government funding, fucking dead. Fucking dead. Like, the rest of the country is paying for stupidity. And if that's the way things are going, I would be surprised if these places stick around. That's the truth. Everyone kind of gets a piece of the pie when it comes to something, but these bigger cities like Seattle and Chicago, they get a huge piece of the pie. And a lot of it's due to charities. There's a reason why groups, like a lot of charity organizations, like to hide in major cities that are also, fucking full of corruption. And that's why. Because they can literally, cheat their way into success. It's a great tool, great weapon to destroy stuff that people have worked for and lived for a long time. And it's sad. It truly is sad. And I hope the sword of vengeance comes clear on them, and the sword of justice that takes them. That's how I feel about it when it comes to that shit. This mayor's a dum-dum, and I guarantee you that if you looked into her, she's probably got corruption charges. That's my theory. I guarantee a lot of that. Dude, if I'm predicting it now. 5 years, she's going to be going to jail, or she's going to be amended for something. I will put fucking money on it. I will put money.
Put her in a room with a cat, and if the cat detects something wrong, guilty.
Yeah, guilty. I will put fucking money on that. Same thing with Madamni. I think Madamni is going to be 10 years. I think personally. I think 10 years. Put 10 years on it. They'll become all of a sudden just, charges today are brought up on this guy because of this, and this. Guarantee. Fucking. I'm putting my prediction meter up. Who knows? I might be wrong. We'll see in 5 years. Well, I'll see if we're even still doing the channel in 5 years. Who knows?
Yeah. Either that or we're in front of a firing squad, which I'll look at Chief and ask, was it worth it?
Fuck right.
Yeah, fucking right. I'll see you on the other side, Chief.
Yeah, Bob. They ain't getting me, man. I'll fucking, dude. I might not be a good sailor, but I know where I can get my hands on some ships.
Hey, at least I don't know. Even if you have to do it by pigeon, give me a letter. Give me a fucking letter. I'll be there. If I know we're in danger, I'll be there.
There are places in Canada I can disappear. They'll never find me.
You said sailor. That implies water, and it's like, I know sailing.
Oh yeah. There are islands. There are places in Canada that are like, there are abandoned cities in Canada that still exist, and you could go there, live there, and no one would know you're there for years. All right, boys. We're going to go to another kitty cat here. We're going to step back to another cat. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to Sammy boy. Conan the Barbarian. We read Iron Devil. This was an interesting one. I don't know if everyone in the chat did. Oh, you liked it. I
like this one. I actually really like this one.
Okay, DJ, did you read the Iron Devil?
Devil in Iron.
Devil in Iron. I don't think DJ.
It's okay, man. You can say yes or no. We won't judge. The chief will judge, but I won't.
I was hoping that Orc was talking to Bob when he said, "Did you read the Iron Devil?" But my sound was out for like a good minute, and I was waiting for the system to magically reconnect. So hopefully the system will magically read me the Iron Devil in the next 30 seconds, Matrix style.
No,
sorry.
Okay. No, Arus probably didn't read it either. All right, so I guess it's me and Bob time, and then me and DJ are going to talk about the first episode of season 2 of Battlestar
Galactica.
No. It's for some reason I'm not talking about I actually hate the
Babylon Galactica.
I actually hate Babylon. I actually hate.
I have a love-hate relationship with it.
I'm not a fan of Battlestar Galactica. I don't like the old series, and I don't like the new series.
Oh, the old series is phenomenal. Dude, they had some ancient pyramid shit there. They had ancient pyramids.
I never liked it. It's the same thing with OG Star Trek. OG Star Trek does not appeal to me at all.
Now you're just trying to hurt my feelings and express fighting words.
No. You see, old school. Okay, for me, old school Star Trek is fun to watch, but it's something I'd watch in the background. I won't pay attention.
Old school Star Trek is like fucking well written, and it's smart and it's beautiful. And I know the VFX may not be to your liking, but even those were pretty damn good for.
The VFX
it's okay.
I love it. I actually don't
it's
like
okay, Chief. It's all right. You can admit you like Star Trek Academy. All right, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't like Star Trek Academy. Anyway,
swallow your combat.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. You had like the thing about Star Trek. I will talk about why I don't like those on a future Space Geeks. Like we go right off the fucking deep end. So Bob, why don't you give the boys a synopsis of the Devil in Iron?
Okay, so the synopsis is was he a Shemite? No, he was a Turan. So they're trying to set up a plot because the backstory is Conan is the leader of the Cossacks, which is a band of a mixture of ne'er-do-wells, deserters, people just trying to look for shelter, other things. You know, he has this pretty decently powerful group of people, and this Turan wants to basically snuff him out because he has all the other kingdoms under his control. So it starts off with him talking strategy, and I like the strategy that they were talking about, you know, the plan to lure Conan the Barbarian out, because we notice he likes drink and women.
Conan has this is one of the many times Conan has taken charge of something. Whenever Conan takes charge of something, shit goes south real quick for everybody else on the fucking map.
Yeah. And I already mentioned is like, yeah, they're under the title of Cossack. He is, I believe, the title of High Cossack.
Yes, he took charge of them because of what happened was he was originally a mercenary, and then he kind of took a little higher reign because he was doing everything right. I believe this is right after this is either before or after the Belit conversation. I think this might have been during the Belit thing. So this is just after he left the Belit thing after that scenario, which is actually a great story, by the way. That's another one we gotta get to.
So the strategy and plot takes place on this island, roughly north of the natural land connection that puts these two territories together.
The Grand Scares.
Yes. So the whole point is to lure Conan onto this abandoned island and then get some bowmen to take him out or something. You know, it's all a trap.
Yeah.
Now, the side plot that happened before this conversation was on said island. The only people that really reside there aren't really there anymore. There's a small fishing village.
They're called They were called the Turan. The Turan were at one time a well-known race of people that had done something, but as time has gone on, and as they've slowly degraded to a fishing village after many losses and failures of their stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So there is also a structure in the middle of this island that most of the other Turan do not. That's what was confusing. Is you have the degenerated people of Turan, and then there's Turan.
No, it's Duran. It's not
Turan. Duran with a D. Okay. That's what it was throwing me off so much because he sounded like he was saying T's instead of D's, the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Duran.
I think that's the quote unquote Arabic people of the time.
Yes, Turan is like the Middle Eastern Arabic people. Shemites, if I'm not mistaken, are like they have both plains and also deserts because the Sedites are very close to the Semites.
Yeah.
And then the Turans are in the desert to the east.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's kind of weird. With Conan, I know the races of people and their points of origin and some of their architecture.
Dude, Robert E. Howard created, with the help of others, there were other people that helped out, for example, H.P. Lovecraft, but it's hard sometimes, and I don't blame you for what you're doing, man. You're good.
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm trying to get all this together, because the Turan big guy also has a Shemite, and the Shemite is kind of his prince advisor. But the prince advisor is from another kingdom that's under the Turan's rule. You know, think of the Turan guy as a sultan at this point in time.
Yeah. So,
but either way, going back to the side of the Duran fishing village, there is this structure that's in the middle of the island that only this fisherman goes here because he is so experienced with the landscape. The rest of his people do not fuck with this at all.
No, that's not what actually happened. What happened is his ship got rocks bent. He got banged up against the rocks. So his unfortunateness, what that happened is he got trapped on the island. So he went on the island to find respite. He climbed up and he was afraid of the lightning bolt. As he climbed in, he found a man, an Iron Man, long since dead. But he saw a real nice dagger in its gut.
As I was going to say, without you going into the technical spiel, because however he got there doesn't fucking matter.
Well, it does, because
it's how I was going to describe the structure, but you want to interrupt it, so go off. I'll go take a piss.
Go take a piss. That's what I did. Okay, so Bob goes and takes his piss. The man had pulled some sort of item from the Iron Man, and this unfortunately had his neck snapped. Now we cut back. We're going to cut back to the fun that is the guys having a debate. They pull out, I believe, a Median girl, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Median girl, knowing that Conan's going to want to get his hands on that, that Medea, if you get what I'm saying.
For context, Medea or Maya Decenian is like Roman. That is a Roman individual.
Well, blue eyes, blonde hair. Okay, yeah, you're all right. But
I'm saying like the kingdom of Madonia is very Roman and Greek-esque with their architecture and the way they do things.
Very, very fast. All right, so they plan this all out, and she somehow actually escapes. But the guys are like, well, we just let her go anyway. We don't care. We'll just use her the one way or another. So they plan their plot. Now Conan is like, well, Conan's Conan. He wants his Conan. You get what I'm saying?
He smells a fine piece of ass on that island.
Yeah, there's a fine piece of ass on that island, and he wants that fine piece of ass. And
now,
he thinks to himself,
turns out their little plan, they were previously introduced, so there was a parlay. That is how Conan knows of her. And she was forced to give, smiles, winks, nods, all that at Conan to seduce him under orders of the Semite guy.
Yeah. Yeah, which worked.
Part of the plot. So that's where that kind of gets a little fast-forwarded. They already had their parlay, so Conan is aware of this woman.
Yeah.
And then she does what she thinks is an escape.
Yeah, which isn't. And now she's on the... Now she unfortunately gets caught by somebody. It actually doesn't... It doesn't really go in... It says it might be a person caught her, but it might have been someone else that caught her.
Oh, I know what caught her.
What?
I know what caught her, but that comes later in the story. Once everything evolves.
Yeah. So our hero has gone up there, and he's like, well, this is an old abandoned place. Shouldn't be hard to find her. All of a sudden, wait a minute, there's a fucking town here. What?
Yeah, my scouts would have informed me about this town because they sail here all the time.
Yeah, pirates came here, and he did a parlay with the pirates because Conan being the man that he is, he's a well-traveled man. He's more dangerous because he's a well-traveled man. Not only is he fucking what some would consider a savage and a primal, he's also a goddamn fucking super. This guy's been everywhere around the world.
Big brain.
Yeah, he's learned. So Conan, because of his travels, he's like, well, yeah, he's worked with the pirates to get stuff done. And the pirates are like, well, yeah, we come here they do parlay here. This is a neutral ground. This shouldn't be a city here. And he circles through the city, and this is where the shenanigans start. Oh boy. I mean, he runs into this woman who's basically, riding Conan like a fucking like a wild woman there for a bit.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the lady was described to have ebony skin, and the only thing she was wearing was like a silken loincloth. Her breasts were just out.
Yeah,
just out.
Oh. Yeah, because Conan, again, you can't have a robbery hour without some pervy. Man,
I'll be honest with you. I think she was supposed to be a what do you call him? Like
Jezite.
Jezebel.
What was it Jezite? Was it Jezite? Or I can't remember the name. I can't. It's not the because there are.
Oh, if you're talking about the civilization, Jezite is the name. But Jezebel is what I think her job is. You know, she's a hussy.
I don't think she's a hussy because he explains that she was murdered. Like, she goes into detail, and then she goes back to sleep. And then Conan travels in and finds something he really didn't want to find, and that's a giant fucking snake. And meanwhile,
finally something that can compete with him. That's what I kind of laughed at. Was like, I understand Robert E. Howard wanted it to be like, you know, that it's a giant snake, it's something scary, but I kind of took it as like, competition.
Unfortunately for poor Conan, he was like, yeah, that's a even his trouser snake ain't that powerful. Conan gets into a situation where go ahead.
We forgot to mention, in that lady's domain, her house or building.
Yeah.
As she fell asleep, he, puts her down on like the divan, and he noticed the pelt on the wall. Wait, that's the pelt of a golden leopard. That thing has been extinct for like over 100 years because it was hunted out of existence.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to
he noticed the same thing about the snake.
Yeah.
Is that snake should be long dead.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah, a lot of things in this place should be long dead. I was going to get to all that, but yeah. Okay, so as he gets up, he realizes he hears the Iron Man talk, the Iron Devil. And boy, howdy does he talk. Now, we're not going to go too much more into this because I want to leave a lot of the story. I don't want to push the story anymore.
I just want to put how Robert E. Howard put the voice. I was like, that is such excellent penmanship.
Yeah.
Of President Bell at midnight to describe the voice. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. No. Robert E. Howard, when he is writing, his writings are phenomenal. He does sometimes tap into the modern day to explain his stuff, but it's wild how good it is. And
there are times I wish he wouldn't tap into modern day because I'm so invested, and then when he describes something like a modern thing, and it's just like, oh man, that kind of took me out of it for a second.
A little bit, yeah. You know what? But that's okay. I don't mind it. I give Robert, I give the master his due, man. This is a guy who created some amazing stories,
and I understand why he does it. He does it the same way as Rendezvous with
Rama.
Rama. It's the same thing to try and relate it to people in the modern age reading it at that time, so they can picture it.
Yeah, like let's be honest. The only guy who ever really did the did that kind of where he really didn't like touching the modern was Tolkien. I guess also technically also Moorcock did too. And I would say Dying Light did as well, but fucking Jack Vance, I can't fucking get his books
Not to be confused with the video game.
Yeah. By the way, thank you very much, people who legitimately thank you very much, people who are fucking stupid online. I'm actually having a hard time finding his books now. I may have to send you the Megaload where I send you guys his audiobooks. Because I can't fucking find the audiobooks right now.
Yeah. I'll never understand trying to police something that is out of copyright.
No, it's not. No, this isn't out of copyright. What's going on here, boys, is because you have a vice president that people are kind of being pissy with, I am having weird shit because of this. I'm actually having a hard time finding content because of that.
Okay. It's weird. I don't know anything about the politics necessarily going on with that.
No, it's weird. It's all of a sudden I'm fine. My feed is taken up by Vice President Vance stuff. And
so when you try to put an audiobook, you just get everything about the fucking president. So here's the trick. When you search, try putting a minus sign next to the word president, and it basically, the search string will have like the keyword you want, and then you put minus whatever word you don't want it to be looking for.
Yeah, you give it a negative prompt. Gotcha.
That might be an idea because, like, I was trying to get Lane the Wayfarer for Bob. Luckily, before this shit started, I legitimately got a lot of audiobooks on, like, I copied a lot off YouTube and put them in a separate fucking folders. So I have an archive of a bunch of books.
Yeah.
Because there was a time when they started like ripping audiobooks off YouTube. Like a lot of them went bye-bye. And that's bullshit. That's personally bullshit. Anyway, back to conversations about Conan.
Yeah, the Resident Bell at midnight.
Yeah. Some of these are 5 to 6 years old, and they're fucking pulling these now. It's like the same thing they do with old anime. They'll pull old anime out of fucking nowhere, and it's like, fuck off, stop doing that. Like we're enjoying our old anime. Like there's a reason
you must embrace the shonen and isekai slop.
Dude, I've even said this. There have been times I won't buy Crunchyroll because there's nothing worth watching on Crunchyroll I haven't already seen before, and I'll just watch YouTube Premium. I buy YouTube Premium to watch the old stuff. Fuck off with that shit. Let me enjoy the old stuff, commercial free, and you get to keep my $12. You start pulling that shit, I'm looking for fucking pirate sites at that point.
That's the part that sucks is you can't shout out because reasons, even though you want to give credit where it's due. You know, it's like it's that human want to. It's like, hey, this person's moving fucking heaven and earth to put up the good shit, but you can't shout them out.
Yeah, I can't shout them out because I feel like if I shout it out, they get removed from the service. All right, so so this overall is a great book. I gotta ask DJ and Arus. I'll start with DJ. Would you read the Iron Devil?
The Devil in Iron.
The Devil in Iron.
Yes. What about the Devil in Iron? Is that the Conan book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would I read it or did I read it?
No, would you read it? We've talked about it.
I mean, like, the movie was pretty interesting. My friend Mike, Pacific 414, recently did a watch party, and I saw the end of the movie where James Earl Jones was there, and I thought it was a good time, so I think I might have to give it a chance.
Okay. That is fair.
Well, give ours. What do you think of the synopsis? Would you give this a try?
And we left a lot out. We didn't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, we didn't spoil anything.
It's only about like an hour something long read.
Yeah, most of these are an hour long. I usually don't. I try not to do the 7-hour fucking reads because I know none of you guys are going to read them. I'll be the only one reading it. All right. So,
you there? No, he's muted.
Okay. So,
but I will say this: what I liked about this Conan book, as opposed to the others, it felt like an old Arthurian legend.
It did.
That's what I really liked about it. Like this story itself felt like an old legend. I loved it.
I loved it too. Great story. Next on the docket is we're going to be talking about Babylon 5, Season 1 completed. I'm going to be reviewing the Season 1 of Babylon 5. DJ will probably have a lot to say about this, and then we're going to be talking about the very first episode of Season 2. So, you ready to talk some Babylon 5, DJ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, overall, I believe the first season of Babylon 5 is literally the best season of Babylon 5. I wish I was joking. I think this is the best season of Babylon 5. Even though they end on a cliffhanger, which I'm usually not a fan of, that really pisses me off as a fan. I'm kind of one of those guys where I'm not a fan of that let's get that picture. That's kind of cute. There we go. I'm not a fan of season 5. I'm not a fan of season 5 of Babylon 5, but there are moments I like about Babylon 5. Season 1 is phenomenal. Season 1 is absolute fucking gold. And no, I enjoyed every bit of it. The ending was a little bitch, but I'm like, I know what they're doing. And it's really sad that we lost the unfortunately we lost the actor who was doing Sinclair, man. Fuck, that sucked. It's sad because I think they were building him up into something. Your thoughts on season 1 of Babylon 5?
Well, I mean, like, there's so many episodes, obviously, and on the whole, I did remember, like, first time watching it, there was a certain, like, low production value to it, but it actually had quite a bit of charm as a result of that. And that's the thing. When you have a low production value, your actors, if they are good actors, they really shine. So, for example, seeing Ambassador Londo, who I named my tortoise after, and Via Koto, Flounder from Animal House. My God, that man really shined. He also did some directing work on Crusade, by the way. But, you know, like, he really shined on that, you know, on season, you know, whatever you call it, season 1. Beyond that, you know, we get introduced to Linnea, Bill Mooney's character, and he's sort of like, you don't actually see the danger in it yet. But one great episode is when he's in Garibaldi's quarters in his room, and he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, it's a Yamaha or Kawasaki Ninja." And so Via Koto's like, yeah, and it was cool. It was like it was a good cultural interplay, you know, exchange where Via's like, "I can help you build your motorcycle." So he researches it, and then he finishes the bike, and then Garibaldi's like, "Damn it, I lost the privilege of finishing the bike. What do you mean you finished it? That's half the fun." So then he goes, "You know what, buddy? Here, I'll take you for a ride." So he rides it through the freaking station, and fucking Sinclair sees it while he's entering the elevator, and he's just like, "Whatever, that's my security chief. I guess I'll let him ride a motorcycle in the middle of the O'Neill cylinder." Oh, and Via Koto replaced the gasoline engine with Minbari technology so that it wouldn't put out fucking, you know, exhaust, which is fucking awesome too. So he enhances the motorcycle and set design.
You know what? There are so many cute moments in that like there's another moment where they have where what's her face is starting to fall asleep, and Sinclair uses a technique he learned from like when he was traveling, and the technique like works on her, and she falls asleep, and they hide the food, and like, oh yeah, you know, fucking stuff's done. Yeah, you're late for your shift, so she goes to leave. Like, I know I'm late for my shift. I'm sorry. I'll be there in a second. And then fucking 5 seconds later, you see your Sinclair. I'll send your best wishes to you know. I'll send the best wishes for people you think. And she's like, Garibaldi. It's like fuck it. That is. There are so many great emotional moments. Like Star Trek. That's the one thing about Babylon 5. At least season 1 of Babylon 5 versus DS9, which I don't like doing, but we'll do it. We'll do it right now for this. DS9 had a lot of moments, but it sounded like a lot of speeches. There are great like there's a talking point, for example. One of my like very first episode. There's a thing where Kira talks to Bashir, and it's like the savages will get the savages will get angry speech, and I'm like, that sounded like a speech. This sound more natural. Did you feel that some like there are a lot of moments that they're natural?
Oh yeah, very natural. And when there is a speech, the speech is poignant, it's relevant. And oftentimes the guy like you mentioned, I do want to get back to set design real quick, but when you mentioned speeches in the first episode of season 2, what's his name? Bruce Boxleitner, Sheridan, Captain John Sheridan wants to give a speech because it's in the name of good luck. And what he discovers is, unlike being on a starship command, you don't the minute you try to give a speech, something happens, and business takes priority. And so by the time this episode's over, he has to give the speech basically alone just to satisfy his personal requirement for good luck. But every time he tried to give the speech, it was like, oh, jump gate opening. Oh, alert. Oh, this is happening. And they have to drop with the speech to take care of, the operations and just set design. So in season 1, like you see certain elements like that, like they expand on later on, but like, you got the green section, and inside a lot of the hallways, what you don't realize when they're indoors, they're actually in a building inside the main cylinder, inside the main open space of the cylinder. But that being besides the point, one of the things I loved about the set design was there's actually a section of the station where you see the curvature of the station. And of course, due to budgets and due to design limitations, whenever they walk closer to that curved area, they are getting closer to it. So in real life, if you were inside the inner diameter of a ring and you're walking along that ring, the horizon would never get closer. It would just keep, you know, you would just see more details as you're walking around the inner drum.
Yeah.
But I still like that they did it. They went ahead and did it anyway, because even though
there's a lot of, like I said, if you want to talk about a lot of bad scene designs and set designs, look at the below. Look at how they did the below, because the below, the way that the below was described in the if I remember correctly from the set designs, it was like legit, like it was nothing but like you look down and all you'd see is other fucking railings like 10 feet down, 10 feet down, 10 feet down.
Oh crap, my sound went out.
You okay? Can you hear me? Testing 1 2 3.
I'd say we can still hear you, Chief.
Yeah, but we lost sound. DJ, can you hear us?
DJ, you there?
We lost DJ. I'll stop for a second and let DJ kind of get his stuff. Yeah, I think we lost DJ for a sec. Okay. All right, well, when DJ gets back. Anyway, what I was trying to say here, because set design, there are moments like that, like the way the below was described and how it's supposed to look versus what it actually is. It's a lot of shag carpet. It's a lot of shag carpet. Like they just throw shit on the wall. That's all it is. It's kind of like a fun little like thing, but the corridors are supposed to look like you're supposed to see into the corridors above you. Like it's all supposed to be like a sort of storage. But this is like, it's like, think of it like this. Imagine a space station being run and that they have nowhere to put the poor. Because remember, everyone will get to Babylon 5. No guarantee you got a job or anything like that. And they don't take care of you. They don't feed you. So now you're basically on the poor end of the...
You're talking about down below.
Yeah. I was just explaining how shitty that looks. And you can tell, in a way, but like a lot of times all it is just legitimately them putting rags on fucking things. But the way the down below was described in, like, I remember someone telling me about this a while ago. I remember hearing about it. The way it's supposed to look, because that's all just supposed to be pure storage, right?
So down below is storage, but it's also I think they might have designated areas for other things, and you could even run businesses out of there. And they have a brown section, they have a gray section. Now, ironically, gray section is right next to the toilet processing area, so they probably should have just called that one brown section. It would have been funny. But bottom line is that the reason that they have down below is it's an interesting analogy or allegory, and I know sometimes that's a dirty word when it comes to sci-fi, but like the fact is, people pay for transport to a station, trying to get a job, trying to find opportunity, trying to make money so they can move on and go somewhere else to the colonies.
You're fucking stuck out there. And that's
and so the thing is Earth Alliance obligated to give you free passage back home? Well, apparently not. And this is how it works. And I love that they have stories in there. Like they had this old lady who got scammed by a scammer, and then Merlin shows up and helps her out. And it was like, basically she was forced to sell this silver picture frame with her husband in it, because that was the most valuable thing she had, and her husband died while trying to make a better life over there. So it's a little bit weird. Like, I feel like, why are you even letting people onto the station if they can't fucking, cut it? Like, I feel like there's got to be a better setup, but I guess space travel is that expensive, and you can't put them on Epsilon 9.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and the funny thing about that, the funny fucking thing about that is the way it's described, and like the way, because I like how this was originally described. It was supposed to be like the way people were supposed to be living on. They're supposed to be living on grading. So you know how I don't know if you've ever worked. At mills. You've ever worked at a paper mill or anything like that. Where they have like this grate. It was all supposed to be like this big long grates, and then you had like walkways, and they had different walkways. Like the way it was described, it sounded so fucking cool. What we got was kind of amusing. Like there were people living in houses, like places living in there that's not supposed to be there. Like it's an interesting.
Yeah, they built shanties in there, and like you'll see, like one of the things in sci-fi they love using plastic shipping pallets, because you can take a plastic cargo pallet, place it on a wall, and make it look like something that belongs on the wall of something sciencey.
Yeah. Or well, legitimately, they put it everywhere in that fucking thing. It's all over the place. It's a wild. But yeah, so overall, it's an interesting idea. But you could tell they were building to something, and then they literally had to shift right. And it's sad. The sad reason was apparently the actor of Sinclair was the guy who's playing Sinclair had some mental illness issues, and the poor guy was fucking going through fucking some horrible shit. And it was sad because he was such a good actor for that. But then we get the new guy. Oh God, I fucking hate this actor. I hate this actor.
You hate fucking Bruce Boxleitner, Tron?
I hate the actor who does the new Captain in season 2.
I like him, but what I don't like about him is he's the poor bastard. If you go to look up audiobooks, he's like his voice is pretty interesting, and so I was like, oh, I would love to hear an audiobook narrated by this guy. So apparently, this guy narrates the whole fucking Scientology library.
Yeah. The weird thing is, I think he's a cool. I think the funny thing is, I like him for certain things. Like the one thing he does is he changes, like Ivanova. He changes the second in command to the station. She has a different role with him, where it's pure reverence with Sinclair. With this guy, it's not.
Yeah.
This guy, it's a down to earth conversation between the two. I know his stuff with Garibaldi is actually pretty good. I like that. I kind of didn't like how Garibaldi just kind of went with the leaving of what's his face. I didn't like that. But
he did it immediately. He was very untrusting in the beginning, but I think he changed his mind. And part of that is you got to keep things moving along. But he was weird in the beginning. He was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like, honestly, the Garibaldi is such a good, he does stuff with just his fucking eyes. Like, he was so good. He was such a good actor. R.I.P. the poor guy, the guy should still be around, but you know. Anyway. I liked the characters. And like I said, there's good acting. I didn't like his acting. I found his acting kind of corny, like super corny. I know he gets a little better later seasons, but to me, it was so fucking corny.
You mean the Doctor?
No. The Doctor's amazing. The new commander. I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay. You mean the new Commander Sheridan? Yeah.
Sheraton. I don't like Sheraton. I didn't like him. I've never liked Sheraton in the series. Like after, I really do feel like he was a step down from what we had. And
like when he talks in the opening, and they have that dubbed line where he's given like the blah blah blah, like 5 million people in space. It sounds like very, very overdone. Like I don't know why. Like and that's why I looked him up as an audiobook narrator. So he's a great audiobook narrating voice, but something feels cheap about this, overly enhanced, like auto-tune.
Yeah. He's cheap. He's very cheap in the way. That's the problem. I don't like him for that. Like when he talks about an orange in a shower, I'm like, okay, okay, buddy. Like really? Like, oh, I was on the rim for blah 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 blah. And that's the other thing I thought about it. I was thinking to myself, why the fuck is this captain of a fucking of a Earth Fleet Star Destroyer, the hero of this battle that they had, legitimately fucking on the fucking rim? Like he's on the space stage. He's been there for fucking 2 years.
That was cool. What? Oh yeah, that was a good episode. An Explorer class vessel shows up, and they're like, "You're lucky if you see one of these twice in your life." And the idea, what I like about Explorer class, that they went into this a little bit more during Crusade. Because the captain on Crusade, the guy who played Bingo Bob on House of Cards, forgot his name all of a sudden. He fucking like is a real mainstream actor. But one of the things you would mention is that on Explorer class ships, we wear uniforms that are practical with lots of pockets and things like that. But the other thing is when they make first contact, it's like a fucking week-long process. Like first they got to get the communication channels open. Then they got to sit there and fucking have their linguists figure out how the hell to translate it. And I love that about Babylon 5, where it was very grounded, the whole procedure.
It did. And like I said, we get now that we're leading up to this first season is top-notch. I would say Deep Space Nine, the first season of Deep Space Nine is hit and miss. It's later seasons, and when you get into the Dominion War, it gets really fucking good. I think the speeches are a little over the top, but I mean, fucking Avery Brooks in that fucking show is a goddamn fucking, is the fucking Goliath of a mother, like that the fucking motherfucking Cisco boys Motherfucking Cisco. The man is a freaking, oh yeah, top 10. 10. 10 out of 10 with that guy. That guy is amazing. All right. So season 2, episode 1, we get the new guy. I like the build-up. I like the idea of, like, we've just lost the president of Earth. Earth's president just went boom. And we get some interesting interesting things about the are they the Shakar, I think they're called? The ones with the bald ones with the weird
Centauri.
The what?
Centauri with the sunrise with a hairdo.
Yeah. The Centauri, the ones that look like look like they have crabs on their heads.
We are Centauri. We are Centauri.
Yeah. The Centauri are they are fun for that. And hold on, boys, I'm just gonna
They're important. They're an important species because they are the first ones to make contact with us. And part of it was like they were able to discover the nearby jump gate that was built by the elder ones and learned how to use it.
Not the Centauri, the Mabari. The Mabari were the
Mabari, boneheads. Oh, okay.
Boneheads. Yeah, the crustaceans. I'm not talking about the Centauri. I'm not talking about chest penises.
They're interesting because they have 3 castes. They have the warrior caste, the religious caste, and the worker caste. And like Delenn is part of the religious caste, and you start to get a little more exposition on what went wrong during the Earth-Minbari War that led to that.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it because I think it's actually a very interesting idea. Like, I hate to say it, a part of that works, and a part of it doesn't. It's a brilliant idea for, like, they build up a time paradox with season 1, and then they still kind of step on that. This is a great, in a lot of ways, this is a cool series. I don't like the first season's an interesting one because the first season is literally, I do love the fact that they legitimately kind of incorporate, Star Killer. They call him the Star Killer because he was the only one that took out a Mabari ship, because they had a way of cloaking their ships that you couldn't lock on. And I like the fact that he figures that out. That's actually clever. Although, again, his acting is so stiff, I don't like how he acted it, but it was a clever idea where he's like, oh, wait a minute, you're telling me we're using the same stuff as the war and we're still able to track their ships? And all our sensor tech is able to aim at their ship? Like, because you can't fire, like, they don't have direct, which is funny because, like, why the fuck would they not have direct line firing?
Yeah, like, I don't understand that, why you wouldn't have optical tracking or, like you said, line of sight. And I'm sure Bob would be able to elucidate on that, knowing that sometimes you can't use a radar-guided missile, but you can use the heat-seeking missile.
Okay. One second, we'll get Bob back. Bob, Jim Cock. Yeah. There we go. Welcome up. All right.
I was already back whenever he said Bob could elucidate us.
I was
like, oh, what a high honor.
Oh,
you know what I mean, Bob? Like,
you know what? I gotta show Bob American Gods one of these days. The TV show.
Yeah. Okay, so you were asking something about.
So Chief was talking about in Babylon 5. The Minbari have a way of evading our radar and other types of sensors. But then Orc is like, well, wait, why aren't they using optical line of sight? And then that reminded me of how certain types of weapons, like when we had to shoot a UFO that couldn't be picked up on radar, they used a Hellfire missile, which is obviously not made for that, but you can point at something and optically target with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. It's nothing stopping.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised not a lot of space shows use wire-guided as a concept. Because while you can use radio, you're in the depths of space, don't use radio waves. Wire-guided still works because it is such a simple concept.
Yeah, well,
it's the same thing as having an RC car, but instead of it, being on its own because it requires that radio connection, you have a wire that directly guides it, and there are spools and spools of this telemetry wire within it as it fires out.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of wire-guided launchers are usually kind of one and done. That way you don't have to worry about the spool.
Yeah. Well, you could.
There was a mount that I've seen where you have the tube, and then there's this clamp on this mount that you hook the tube up to. You fire one, you hit your target, and then you unclamp and throw the tube away, and then grab another tube. But you can still cut the wire if you're reusing said tube.
Laser sight, legit targets. In other words, your object hits the target. You press the button, and it'll fire. It's now tracked on that one device. So as long as you could sure, you're not going to get, but a Centauri heavy cruiser,
Chief,
you could.
Yes. Wire guided is that laser? That is wire guidance.
I know, but what I'm saying is you could. There's other stuff you could do. You also could do magnetic guided. You could legitimately fire off a magnetic charge at something, basically spray paint your fucking tech, and then everything that comes out of that cloud you can fucking target now.
And now, it should be noted that in space, sometimes you're dealing with such impressive distances that you may not be able to have a spool of wire long enough for that. But even then, we recently tested out on the Artemis mission laser line communications. And as you know, anybody who's watched the original Gundam knows that laser line communication is used because Minovsky particles block radio waves and radar. So we just got a 250 megabit per second connection from the moon to Earth using lasers. Yeah. Well, that would be ideal, I think, for weapons, especially if it's like a tight beam so that your enemy can't really read it.
Yeah. Like I said, there's simpler...
This is how you get Bob. Start talking about the weapons.
Yeah. Okay. So that's we gotta get Bob to watch Babylon. He actually might like it for all because they do go through all the tech in the series.
Yeah, season 2, you're gonna see an episode where they have to plan an attack on the planet Actor. And the fucking General Franklin says, oh, yeah, we also bought some weapons upgrades in. So next time there's a big battle, they got upgraded point defense. Point defense is a big thing because on Babylon 5, they don't really do electric or electronic energy shields. I mean, some ships have it, but it's not big. So point defense becomes really fucking critical.
Yeah, and they
point defense, my brain went to something else.
Yeah. What they do is the other thing they do. Don't they fire the cloud shit? Like they fire that shit that actually stops like missiles. And
I think they do something similar to that too. Like the particle shells or whatever. I know they did that in Gundam in Charge Counterattack.
I was gonna say, is that similar to that cloud that was used in Space Battleship Yamato? That black cloud with red lightning.
Yeah, well, you could no. It basically causes the item. It causes it to malfunction and explode. There's a trick, like I said. Like I was talking to a friend of mine about that a couple years ago, and it was we had a big conversation about like space combat, and like I said, the best way to deal with space combat would be cloud shit, where you fire off something, it fires off, it explodes, and you got all that shit in there. Now any ship that goes through there would be legitimately targeted. And you'd be able to do that. Like I like some of the cool point-to-point lasers and other technology. Like anime has some fun little lasers that come out here and there. Like we could go on and on and on.
Don't lie. Some sci-fi franchises like Halo kind of has it down pat because the Mac cannons that are within some of the frigates and freighters that are in Halo, it's like it just has a giant fuck-off railgun. It's like what beats a mass of a dense object traveling at fuck you velocity? Not much, and it is such a simple system.
Yep. Well, like I said, and that's the thing about the technology in Babylon 5. It's all over the place. Like sometimes the shit is like absolutely fucking cool. Sometimes the shit is just silly. It's all over. It's just way all over the place. But again, this is the whole idea was to this new guy comes in. The new commander comes in, and because he has a rep, because he's killed, like he destroyed one of their star cruisers. He's the only one that ever got like a decisive win on the Mibari. That fucking pissed. Like to this day, they don't forget the fact that this guy fucking took out one of their fucking cruisers, and they call him Star Killer because of it. He got a reputation for being that. And because of this, and they asked him, like, how the fuck did you do that? He's like, well, I just fucking, all I did was mine an asteroid field and let them fucking follow him in. Boom! Game over. They didn't see it coming. Just set a charge and fucking fire. He basically went back to simple fucking hit and run tactics. And that's literally it shocked it because they're so used to people standing and delivering against them that they couldn't see, like, to them that's dishonorable because he didn't stand and fight. He just
they fought like the British. There's a reason the British lost.
Yeah, he minded the field, and mining that field was legitimately the way he won, and that was how he defeated them.
That right there, my friend. That is my background. I'm not a missile guy. I'm a mine guy.
But that's all he did. He set a mine, set a charge, and he blew them up. They went into the asteroid field, didn't see the fucking bomb, boom, gone. He said no targeting for a neutron bomb and wiped them out. And it fucking won. It was a simple fucking tactic. And it's funny because if they started mining like that, they didn't do straight minefields, but if they did hit and run tactics and drop mines out, let them fucking chase them, fucking fire off a couple fucking off shots here and there. Like there was shit that Earth could have done to win that fight, but like the Minbari just basically obliterated Earth. Like it was so fast. They apparently, I think what was it, 2 year? It was a 2-year war, and they goddamn almost wiped them out in 2 years. Like Earth was damn near on the back foot. Like we went from a spacefaring empire to damn near our own homeworld. Fucking damn near almost got wiped out.
I mean, like they at some point, I remember Franklin was describing towards the end of that war, they started bypassing some of the colonies and going straight to Earth, basically. Like they went to Mars, I think, and then they went straight to Earth, and then it was that final battle where shit was really turning south, and people who piloted during that battle, including Sinclair, Sinclair was lucky he got recovered from his trip. I'm not going to go into detail on that because I know it's critical to the plot, but like a lot of shit went south, a lot of pilots died, and the weird thing was that the Star Fury pilot, which is made by something Hyundai, it has a cool name like Chrysler Hyundai Industries. It's a Korean company built the Starfighter in the lore, and the Star Fury actually can go toe-to-toe against the Minbari fighter, just can't go against the capital ship at fucking all.
Yeah, but the weird thing is like I said, we tech up after a certain point. Like we're the funny thing is even though Babylon 5, because there are 4 other Babylons before this, Babylon 5 was like we teched up. And it's funny because Babylon 5 is still using war tech. And at this point, a lot of our ships had advanced past that. So there's a lot of tech. Like there's also the comics, but we're not going to get into the comics because Jesus fuck, we'll be here forever. I think
at this point, remember, Earth Alliance doesn't have gravitic propulsion or artificial gravity. Both the Minbari and Centauri do. And that's why the Omega class cruiser, Omega class destroyer, has that large spinning gravity section. Now, the Nova class Dreadnought shows up in, I think, season 1 and 2. That one is, it looks like an Omega class destroyer without the gravity section. And so basically with the gravity section, you can't accelerate as much. Yeah, so I think that's why they have it.
It's an interesting thing. But anyway, Bob, we're getting to Rogue Trooper. And I got the trailer up. I got the trailer up. All right, it's there.
Actually, give me a second, David.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna get the cat off the screen. Oh, it's off the screen. I'm ready whenever you, Bob. It's super short, so it shouldn't be.
Okay.
All right. Okay, ready?
Ready.
It's so short, it's 24 seconds. So, okay, hit play. And that's it. That is literally it. That is it.
What is it you didn't like about Rogue?
He didn't have the eye, like the eyes didn't show up until. Actually, I've noticed they changed the eyes. They removed the eyes because he had actual pupils in one of the trailers.
Yeah, I was saying this one he doesn't have pupils. Those are some glowing white orbs.
Yeah, you can actually see the pupils right from the teaser trailer when you look at the actual thumbnail.
Okay.
Watch closely and find the logo. Our online.
Not bad, not bad.
I don't like that they gave him a shirt either, because I like the idea that they don't need a fucking shirt. They don't need any of this shit to breathe. It's all just fucking their tech. So we are now getting to our.
So I'm about to say I thought I was the one who was supposed to be homoerotic, but I see where the Chief's going.
No, because the idea is
he doesn't need a shirt, does he, sister?
Yeah, why would the males need a shirt when they can survive up to a certain percentage of heat? Like, dude, it gets hot on that fucking planet. Like, I wouldn't want to wear a shirt. Like, dude, they wear those suits. Like, I'm going to talk about the Rogue Trooper tech, and I think that might get DJ and Bob into this a little bit. But the planet that they're on, that Earth, is fucking goddamn like it's a hellscape. It's a literal hellscape. You break the window, everyone dies. Like, so there's a reason why they don't wear clothes is because they don't wear lots of clothes is because legitimately, one, they can sustain certain combat wounds. Two, they regenerate. So there's no point wearing clothes if your body regenerates and shit if you take time. It's like there's certain things about that. It also has the aesthetic of the actual comics. I like the shirtless Rogue. I'm sorry, I like that. I'll be right back, boys.
All right, so Chief likes shirtless men. Ain't gonna knock him for it. I like the rolled up sleeves. And just because you can withstand cold or heat does not mean you can't be fashionable. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing a shirt. Hey there, DJ.
Yes.
Or am I here alone? Okay, I'm about to say, or am I here alone again?
Yeah. I was just looking at you guys talk about these aliens who fight topless, but then the pressure thing. So what is it? The guys live outside, but the humans live inside? Because I'm trying to understand how you go.
So the way
it works, how it goes, but I was going to make a reference.
We're going to be playing Rogue Trooper tonight for the fact that we're now getting rid of the trailer. We do have a trailer. It's finally, this is coming out, so we're going to play some Rogue Trooper tonight. So you get to watch some Rogue Trooper. Also, I have a fun thing we're going to be looking at here. Hold up. Yeah, hopefully this loads. Yay, it loaded. Okay, we're good. I think. All right. Okay, boys. I free the cat from the world. Did it leave? Are we looking at? No, we're not looking at anything. Hold on. Okay, Stardew Valley. Bye, Stardew Valley. Bye. Hold on, we'll get you to Stardew Valley in a second here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn down the sound on this because this is going to get a little loud. That's not bad. You know, I'll turn it down just a smidge. I'll turn the actual audio down a little bit. Hold on. I haven't had to turn down the audio on this for a bit now, so we're going to drop this by 50%. Okay, so the audio is good. Actually, you know what, DJ? Watch the frame.
Yeah, I see Casper the Friendly Ghost in this game. That's great.
Yeah, watch this. It should be popping up in a second.
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
A Star Wars game. I didn't know Africa was in Star Wars.
Yeah, this is a cool game, by the way. I do like. I haven't played it in a while, so we're going to be having some fun with this. Can we watch the extras? Can we watch? Yeah, we can watch the cinema. We're going to watch the. We're going to watch the prologue. We're going to watch the prologue here. There you go.
So it's like Avatar.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you'll like this.
The genetic infantrymen.
Do they have any whales that they get to make love with in here, like an Avatar?
No. Watch this. You'll like this. MP propaganda. Hold on.
We know the truth. These freaks, these genetic abominations, bred for death,
Able to breathe the poison air? Able to survive in the toxic hell the Southers have made of New Earth? Are nothing more than brightly colored targets for our snipers. Yes, know your enemy. Yes, destroy your enemy. Show no fear and
I see. Super soldier.
Through strength, through will, through purity, Nordland will prevail.
You know, these guys are fit in with the Mechanicus and the Space Marines. Well, maybe not Space Marines. Two Xenos, like.
Yeah. They are. Okay. Okay, so we're so basically Earth is so polluted, and they basically know what, like, basically anyone who lives on Earth is basically it sucks. But we're gonna have some fun with this game. But we're also gonna have fun on something else. I have something for both DJ and Bob to read. Well, we are playing Rogue Trooper. It should be. We should see it in the internet. This should be the Internet Archive, a game, a new tabletop game I'm considering playing. It's called Hybrid. So Bob, click on the Web Internet Archive, and DJ, click on the Web Internet Archive, and I'll let Bob read through it as we have fun playing this. Oh, a special thanks to a certain guy here. I'll put him in here now. Give me a sec here. No, that's DJ's voicing. I will get it now. A special
thanks. Where do you put the link? Is the link not in general, right?
It's in general. I'll put it down everything. Cause okay, guys, hold on.
Okay, I mean whatever. Just as long as I know where to go. If it's in the YouTube chat, I'll go there.
No, it's on the YouTube chat. It's actually in the general chat of this channel. I'm just pausing.
Yeah, I see it.
You'll see it's on the bottom now. I just put it there so you guys can find it. I know how you guys are.
Black on red check.
I'd like to thank Cam Sandwich for this. He gave me the idea. He's a board game YouTuber. So, yes, we got a lot of people to. Do you want me to put it in the main chat? DJ, I could put it in the main chat.
I got it. Okay.
Bob, you're next.
This UI hurts my eyes.
All righty. So let's have some fun. All right, boys. Well, I'm going to put on a suppressor on my gun. Can't remember how to put a suppressor on my. Oh, suppressor's already on my gun.
I'm having a hard time actually reading the.
Yep.
Black all right, text so read it. On a red background with blue sprinkled in here and there hurts.
It does, doesn't it? But read it, please.
So, I'm not reading this, and apparently a pop-up was blocked, so I'm getting off this fucking website.
Okay, so Bob quit in 5 seconds. Holy shit! How well are you gonna do, DJ?
Well, my thanks to the host Felipe. So I'm starting with the disclaimer. No, screw the disclaimer. So, well, do you want me to read from the top or?
Read the disclaimer. The disclaimer.
Is... Warning. Rule number 196 is activated in that to calculate L, use X equals C divided by 10 to the second power, which is for mature audiences only, or at or above the age of 20, but most 90% of this RPG is for all ages, though maybe not rule number 193, which is not meant to be read by kids. And rule number 187 explains homosexuality mathematically using modifier G at 11. Number 2, disclaimer of the disclaimers. My thanks to the host, Felipe Tremeur. Felipe Tremeur at French for the free hosting of my free role-playing game, Hybrid. But 10% of this RPG is not suitable for children, and any similarity lies between my RPG and any other role-playing game is purely by coincidence or a coincidence or is coincidental. This guy needs to proofread. This is a science fiction RPG. It's mostly fiction. Also, there is no intention to offend any race or gender. It's mostly fiction. And there is no intention to offend any race or gender and or workings of science and or technology. Most of my RPG is science fiction. Again, this role-playing game is free. I don't know, I'm reading the bold text like that. And I attempt to make monthly updates to keep it as accurate as possible, by which I mean to weed out typos and any errors in my equations. But 10% of this, the red font, give me a second, I lost the line. 10% of this is, here we are. RPG is not suitable for children, but I may not be able to make too many updates in the future. I may not be able to make too many updates in the future if the host decides to retire. But for the moment, he is willing to allow me to make monthly updates, and so the rules continue to expand as I think of more rules, equations, and explanations to add to my slowly growing role-playing game. A considerable amount of characters and small amount of material for comparison and contrast purposes on these pages are trademark and or copyright of their respective owners, and I do not have their permission to use their name or their characters used their respective RPGs, as these characters are used only for comparison and contrasting purposes for game mechanics of their respective RPG versus my homebrew RPG system hybrid. The use of their characters, disclaimer, continues from above, is not for personal profit and is made free in format, including this reading of this webpage, in any format that uses their copyrighted characters, such as those of Mu, DC, Hero, as long as I've not requested their permission to use their characters. Any format of my RPG that uses their characters without their permission will remain free, including reading of this webpage, assuming the host hosting my free RPG doesn't start charging people to read it. Not that anyone would be interested in reading my RPG hybrid with this red fonted background with black text over red, which is almost as bad as using a mainframe terminal with blue text over black, which is unpopular due to it being mostly diceless, as there is only one rule regarding the use of dice, that being to get 2 over 3 or greater for success at a particular unit of magnitude for a double penetration DP for character creation and for success, or LS / or and or PL for conflict resolution. I wanted to publish a hard copy of this RPG in 2005 or in 2010. That's a broad range. Why not 2008? Okay, I'm being a smartass. And calling it my first edition of my RPG, version 0.1, with increments of 0.1 for every edition that gets published. But I'm not sure it's feasible to publish my RPG, as there doesn't seem to be any real demand for it except a passing interest. And I'm not sure if people would pay $ for money, of course, for a copy of my RPG Hybrid Core Rules. Not referring to this website, as this RPG in its current version and format is free, but I was just thinking about a publishable hard copy without any reference to any copyrighted characters and or comparison and contrast with any other gaming materials, as I might need their permission if I wanted to publish a hard copy of something that talked about gaming mechanics and characters of other RPGs that I wanted to compare, is this a run-on sentence? That I wanted to compare with my homebrew RPG, Hybrid.
Oh, yeah. This is insane. This isn't... Dude, everything... Just for a second here. Bob, how are you feeling?
Can you explain, after Bob comments, can you explain what is going on here? Like, I get this is the... But, yeah, Bob.
If the website was not hurting my eyes, yes, I would read it. But, oh my god, I don't know how you can read that, DJ. My kudos to you, sir. UI design is not this guy's thing, and if he's making himself an RPG, then please.
Well, that could be a good sign, actually. Bad UI design is often, like, when you're looking for software and you go to a website of a developer and their website looks like it was made in the 90s or worse, that's usually a good sign they're a really good programmer.
Oh, no. It's not about the aesthetic. It's the fact that your background is this bold red, but the text is black, and it's just like, you should have just left the page all white. So I wouldn't have to strain my eyes to try and read this.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it gets fucking worse. Like this
Could you
shit.
Make the font a little larger, please, too?
Oh, dude, this shit is wildly crazy when it's all said and done, man. It really is one of those things where, me and my buddies, when I sent this, when my friend suggested a YouTuber, and I found the guy, and I was like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. All right, sure. Let's have a look at this guy. And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm interested. This guy's kind of neat. And so I find this, and I'm like, he's doing the worst RPGs. And I knew of 2 of the RPGs he did. And then one of the tabletop games he did, then he talks about this game Hybrid. So this is what is called the Hybrid Challenge. It's to see how far people can read before they're just like, no, I'm out. Or if you can understand this, this thing gets silly. This starts talking about the Iraq War, DC's Lobo out of fucking nowhere. This thing goes all over the place. But I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to leave it to the boys because the boys get to have some fun tonight while I play this game. So, are you ready to keep going, dude?
Let me get my eyesight adjusted.
He talks about the Iraq War for no fucking reason. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, it's a tabletop game.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is wild. So, okay, the point of me reading this isn't because you're trying to show me a great RPG system, because you're trying to show how absurd this guy's rules page was in his hopes that he could aspire to have a game that people would be interested in.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this was.
Well, but I'm not sure. Is this guy
part of the Yandere dev, where it's just a bunch of TMI instead of talking about the product?
Well, Yandere dev, okay, they don't want to get too much in it because there are people that are you want to talk about fanaticism? The guys who Yandere dev. The Yandere simulator. Which is funny because I think that thing is still going to this strong right now. I think there's still people talking about that fucking thing. Which is kind of funny because other people have already kind of stole his idea and did their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but not sure if the other gaming companies would ever give me permission to discuss their characters under the title of My RPG. And considering that My RPG is derivative, My RPG is probably not a derivative, or maybe it is. Not sure, as it could be just a coincidence that my RPG is similar to many respects in what is not similar to give me a second to many in many respects it's similar in many respects to other RPGs. Not sure, or maybe I just a lot of good ideas. Disclaimer continues for above. That's some of the mechanics by coincidence is similar to those used by authors of other RPGs. Oh, I said that. Even though it uses only one major equation and its countless different manifestations in equation format, Not sure if that's an original or a derivative. Not sure if that's possible to be copyright something that might or maybe might be derivative work of others. Though I'm not sure if my homebrew RPG hybrid is derivative of work or an original, as there are many similarities with other RPGs. Maybe by pure coincidence. Maybe I just got a lot of good ideas. That's also used by other authors. Maybe, but one thing is sure, that my RPG hybrid is based on one thing. Is sure that my RPG hybrid is based on one equation, x logic 10. X to the exponent logic 10, parentheses x. And remember, guys, parentheses first, exponents after. Where x is point distribution and magnitude, and not to be confused with the variable x in rule number 196, which is an x-rated rule. But x in point distribution and magnitude for point total is a variable x that's used differently than in rule number 196, than the founding father's equation. Okay, the founding equation for hybrid, that being x logic x, which is mainly used for public distribution and magnitude for total points. So if I don't get permission or consent to use characters of their respective owners, I probably won't even have a chance to publish this in hard copy format, or charge people for reading it, and people won't be able to, scrolling, buy my RPG. Then it'll have to remain forever free. That was a good book. Not that it's bad. It's a bad idea to keep it free, but it would be nice to make a living out of publishing an RPG. Just like being a streamer, right? It'd be nice to make money being a streamer. Who wouldn't want to be a
streamer? It would, but the difference is we ain't driving people. Like this is worse than me and Bob ranting about some random fucking thing. This is worse than orc story time.
Like, I forgot I was not muted.
Yeah. This is worse than
this is how bad it got. It got so bad that the white noise and static started hitting my ears. I thought I was muted. I went into the bathroom to like clean my fucking ears.
Yeah. We are at a point where I think Arus has effectively. I think Arus's tongue ate. I think he accidentally ate his tongue at this point because he isn't saying anything anymore. I think we've reached the point where Arus is gone. I think he's vanished from his body.
After listening to this tirade, I can't blame him.
Arus has reached apotheosis.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, Arus. I didn't mean to put you. I didn't mean to put you in this type of high. My bad.
I'm sorry. I'm enjoying a chicken sandwich.
Oh, he's enjoying a chicken sandwich. Okay, so we didn't hear any of that. Good, Arus. Don't hear any more.
Make orc nugget someday.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this thing gets so insane. Like the rules, we haven't even gotten to the fucking rules yet, boys. We're not even fucking there. And yet
I was gonna say that it's like not a single rule was made. It was just disclaimer, rant, talking about disclaimer, and then we're here.
Yep. Yeah. We're not even in the story yet. This keeps going. Oh my god, this is crazy.
When was this published?
This was published in the 2000s.
Oh.
Yeah. This was published in the 2000s, boys.
But what gaming company would actually publish my RPG? This webpage for my free hybrid RPG is relatively new, and my RPG will remain free, maybe forever. I read that part, didn't I? Wait, let me see. What part didn't I read yet?
No, you didn't read that part.
Wait. He just repeats himself. Okay.
He repeated himself repeatedly. It's not just like this shit is just still going.
Well, in that case, This webpage for my free hybrid RPG is relatively new. My RPG will remain free, maybe forever, until I feel the rules are complete. But I will take the unknown number of years to complete all of the rules so that it will remain free, and quite a number of years. But anything posted about my RPG by me or at this webpage hosted for free by the host of this webpage will remain free for all times, forever free. For this webpage at this URL, assuming the host hosting my free RPG for free doesn't at a later time charging people to read it, though I doubt very much that anyone would pay to. Disclaimer, continue from above. Read hybrid, which seems to be unpopular. I wonder why, since most of the people do not like non-random RPGs, since my free RPG is mostly diceless, which is not popular in gaming, where most people prefer to use dice to determine conflict resolution. But there is a positive side or aspect to using dice, and the only reason that I haven't included much rules other than just 2 rules in this long thing on using dice, rule number 17 and rule number 188, and why is that I haven't yet mastered the art of using dice is because of my luck or lack of skills in probability statistics, or my lack of belief in the discipline of chance. And I'm just not that very good when it comes to probability statistics, since I have a tendency to believe in the same concept stated by Einstein, that God does not play.
Fucking God. Oh my God, shut up! Just get to the point! Fuck! Who gives a fuck about Einstein? Fuck off! Why am I here?
I need to find where I was just reading, because I lost my place on the reading. But it's red background, I constantly lose my place when I turn my head.
Oh my god, boys. I knew DJ would love this, because this is just insane. This is just next level shit, man. For a tabletop, okay, for a guy who's been DMing for 20 years, I read this. I have been running tabletop games for years. When I read this, I first of all, I had the guy read this. When the guy actually, I watched the horrible tabletops from the YouTuber that I just put up, Cam Sandwich. I read this and I went, my God, this is insane. I couldn't stop laughing. This was like, I was like, oh boy, I could barely read this because I'm pretty much blind. It's like I'm trying to read this and I can barely read this, and I'm like, my God, could you imagine? Like, oh yeah, I thought this was going to be great for you guys. Okay, keep going, DJ. If you want, you're welcome to keep going if you want, man.
Well, like you said, Einstein believes that God does not play dice with the universe, but I could be mistaken since my math skills doesn't reach very far beyond basic calculus. So I would be wrong in my basic so I could be wrong in my basic assumptions, but it's possible that I could be correct or right about my basic assumptions, even that my math skills doesn't reach. And by the way, guys, I know how to read. I'm just gonna try my best to read verbatim. So yes, this guy's grammar is questionable.
Dude, this is some high level autism right here. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to blame shame some motherfucker, man, and make it like me being a mean because I don't like fucking picking on people unless it's like, you know, let's just sort of deserve it.
Oh my God, it's so much easier to read if I highlight the text. I get a green highlight and white letters. Oh my God, it's so much better. All right.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
So I could be wrong about my basic assumptions, but it's possible that I could be correct or right about my basic assumptions, even that my math skills doesn't reach beyond basic calculus, as it is always better to keep things simple, as the current discovery that human DNA may use something similar to fractals, and the so-called junk DNA, end quote, may not be junk DNA. since it's beginning to show that the so-called junk DNA may have some purpose, but that we just don't know about it yet. Considering we just recently mapped the human DNA, a similar analogy could be used with determinism versus probability, except for any hard copy I may at some future time wish to publish my core rules, at which time I will remove and delete out and edit any copyright characters and any other material that is more than just comparison and contrast.
Okay.
But most of all copyrighted materials on this webpage is used for comparison and contrast with my free hybrid, free RPG hybrid, but is posted here for purposes of comparison and contrast between my RPG and other RPGs. Oh my God, there's a period.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Holy shit. I know I can yap a lot. I know I go on tangents. But, oh my God, no, I'm not even this bad. Fuck.
Okay.
This man put every little inkling of thought that processed in his mind and decided to type it out. You know, you don't have to type out everything you're thinking immediately, right?
I'm tempted to pay LCX to give this entire script to Lexus and have her try to explain it.
My God, that would be cool. I could do that with Reggie. Maybe I can go on.
Reggie.
I'll ask Elle maybe if she wants Reggie to read it. Maybe.
No, I don't want to do that to Reggie. Come on, man. That might be mean to Reggie.
No, wait. If it's to Reggie, then why are you saying to do it for LCX? Come on now.
I think LCX could keep Lexus around. I think it might be social suicide if we do it to Reggie.
So Reggie, I could use his voice without including Reggie, because remember I run the voice separately, you know, so I don't have to break Reggie's brain to have him read this.
Okay. I wouldn't mind.
But it would be funny to have Reggie and Lexus comment on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, Reggie has some jokes. Lexus and Reggie have jokes, by the way, so this could actually be worthwhile to give it to them each respectively and let them comment on it, because like
I think I've also just given. I also think I just gave DJ's tomorrow's his live stream tomorrow is going to be reading this.
Yeah. You know what this honestly reads out like? Has anyone ever played Guilty Gear? This reads like words spoken from Bedman.
It really does.
It feels like Bedman decided to type up an RPG he was making and just fucking waffled off about nonsense that was unrelated.
This is dude, he goes on DC's Lobo later. He just repeats how to create DC's Lobo, and these like it just goes places, man. Like this thing goes places. I didn't get dude, this thing even had me go, what the fuck? If you want to keep going though, man, you're welcome to it. If you want to give it to Reggie, it would be an interesting thing to see what Reggie would do with this, and have him try to explain this.
Give me a synopsis on it. I'm interested in this new RPG. Can you help me decipher this so we can get going and playing it? Oh my God. That's crazy.
Can he talk about the game yet? Wait, has he talked about the game yet?
I would say, dude, you do that at your own fucking peril. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't want to give AI sentience, man. I fear this might create. I fear this might create Skynet if we do it.
Oh yeah, maybe Reggie will see a role model on how to fucking think in the future.
Yeah. I don't want to create. I don't want to create Skynet, guys. I'm afraid this might create Skynet.
You know what? Now you got me curious here.
You actually gonna?
No. Well, I'm just gonna. Unfortunately, I'm not at my desk, but I mean, I could get Reggie in on this, but let's see. Actually, how many words is this?
Oh, it's nuts. It's like over 1,000 or something stupid like that.
Okay, in that case, I have to save it to a notepad file. So, a hybrid RPG page.text. Then I have to attach it. So I say attach file, and then I go here, and I go there, and then I gotta go into my document, is it? Or is it at the bottom of the list? Here it is. Okay, so now we're gonna go, Reggie, summarize the first, like, 10 to 25% of this in your comedic way, or even take it seriously and tell us if this writing style is sensible. Yeah. So, Reggie on the first chunk of hybrid. All right, I've boarded this document. He boarded the document. He's the train conductor, and the conductor has concerns. First 10 to 25% summary. This opens like someone duct taped a legal disclaimer, math thesis, and a late night forum rant into one continuous paragraph, and then refused to use the breaks. The author is 1. Repeatedly insisting the game is free, extremely free, almost aggressively free. 2. Deeply worried about being sued by every company from Marvel to DC to possibly the concept of math itself. 3. Simultaneously claiming that this is totally original, it is very similar to other RPGs, that similarity is coincidence, but also proof I discovered something universal. Core idea is trying to emerge through the fog. The entire RPG is built around one equation, x log 10x. I'm going to ask Reggie to explain what the fuck that is in a minute. Like, just briefly, of course. You know, like... 2. Everything, characters, power, lifespan, and space travel, probably breakfast, is derived on that. It's mostly diceless because the author doesn't trust probability and is spiritually aligned with Albert Einstein, saying God does not play dice. Then it escalates. Introduces multiple rules that are questionable. One labeled X-rated, another claims to mathematically explain sexuality, mixes Marvel stats, DC lore, Doctor Who, quantum mechanics loosely, very loosely, while constantly interrupting itself with disclaimers about not offending anyone. Tone-wise, it reads like someone thinking out loud at full speed with no editing pass. Sentences don't end so much as run out of oxygen. Ideas are not organized, they collide. Is the writing style sensible? Short answer, no. But its authenticity is it's authentically obsessive. More precise, clarity with very low, structure nearly non-existent, intent weirdly sincere, energy off the charts. This is a real concept. There is a real concept buried in there. A universal scaling system for RPG that sets using logarithmic growth. That part is actually interesting. But the delivery repeats itself constantly, mixes disclaimers with core rules, jumps topics mid-sentence, uses math as both explanation and decoration. Reggie's verdict: this is not a manual. This is a transmission. Somewhere in there is a usable RPG system, but right now it's buried under legal paranoia, math enthusiasm, and what appears to be a complete refusal to press the enter key. If you tried to run a game using just this intro, your players would age in real time. End of line.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. I'm sorry, Orc, I thought my sound went out. You're saying Reggie's not wrong, right?
No, Reggie's not wrong. Oh, we didn't even get to the fun bit. You know, he all of a sudden goes into a recipe of goddamn like how to make brownies, and then there's also another. By the way, this is the first version. There's a second version where he accidentally apologizes because apparently he fucked up the process to make fucking brownies. I'm like, what in the fuck am I reading?
Well, let's see here. Where was I? Probability. Shit. Where was I? Crap. It's so hard to figure out where it was. Okay, junk DNA. Wait, I'm getting there. Core rules. Sometime in 2005. Wait, does he repeat that part? Ah, geez. So, okay, I'm just gonna resume, and you're gonna tell me if I need to go down more or up.
Okay, DJ. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He repeats himself so much. I'm not 100% sure if we can.
Okay, well, do you know where I left off?
This is a bunch of circular nonsense.
This is insane. This is why I thought to myself when I did this, I'm like, oh god, this is totally for the channel, and I would have no problem if we turn this into a segment. Yeah, literally just reading this could fucking be a segment. It's alright, because this is absolutely nuts. I just don't know how much before we finally get bored of this and go, okay, we're fucking done. But yeah, okay, yeah, keep going, man. If you want, you're welcome to keep going, man. We're playing Rogue Trooper.
Well, it's free for the next unknown number of years, which is how long it will take to complete most of my rules for my RPG. Oh, I'm sure it will take that long. At which time, any hard copy of my core rules that's published by me, if I ever attempt to publish it, and if it ever gets published, will take out and remove and delete any copyrighted characters, such as the DC move characters. I don't know if I'm repeating myself. Okay, but shit, I looked away from the screen for too long, and fuck. Give me a second here.
Hold it, man. It's that hard.
I found it.
So
Use as examples. Yeah. Okay, good. The blue text. The blue text is my bookmark. Anything else you want to add before I resume? Because I got blue text as a bookmark here.
No, go for it. No, but that's the problem. He repeats himself so much, it comes to a point where you're not 100% sure if you're. I actually had to stop and reread this twice because I literally, I didn't know if I fucking read the same thing twice at that point. I was like, I actually was having that problem myself. You're going through the same problem I had. Go for it, man. Though.
Okay, well, let me just double check something here. I'm just double checking my 3D printer. All right, good. So now, but there is no intention, nor any intentional attempt to violate anyone's copyright. This RPG is mostly played with only one stat, that being psych, and its various manifestations. But my goal is to have a publishable hard copy of my core rules sometime in 2005 or 2010, and if it ever gets published, which I doubt, then I'd call it the first edition of these core rules, version 0.1, and then each future update will be V0.1, would grow in increments from 0.05 or 0.1 to my second edition of these core rules. Updated version 0.1, would be called version V0.2 in 2010 or 2020, referring to update of the publishable hard copy of the core rules V.1 5, 10, or 15 years from now. If some gaming company wants to publish a revised version of my core rules in hard copy format with me getting possible royalties, then great. But I was thinking of publishing my first edition followed by an update every 5, 10, or 15 years. But don't be surprised if this RPG never gets beyond this webpage. Oh, yeah, don't worry, I won't be.
No. He legitimately, he got to a second webpage. I don't think, to my knowledge, Hybrid has not made it past this point. And Bob, we have lost Bob, I think, at this point. Bob, you still with us? You still alive, Bob?
Yeah, he fucking had a stroke. Here. Oh, there you are. I thought you had a stroke from listening to me read.
No, I've lost interest, kind of. It's like, if something new pops up, I'm gonna laugh at it, but it's, like I said earlier, it's a bunch of circular nonsense. This guy just straight really yapping.
Well, I think I'm gonna donate to the American Stroke Society after this.
Yeah, I do feel
that exists?
I don't know, it must.
I'm about to say, that implies we even have healthcare that you can afford.
Oh, no, that's what the nonprofits are for. They grift money to make money conducting the research to save lives and stuff, you know? It's a way of giving research doctors money, and especially the board of directors, like the people running the organization, make even more money. That's why I want to start a non-profit for climate change, so that I could hire a driver to drive me around.
I want to create a non-profit.
The rogue
for a non-profit.
I want him found.
To non-profit. And so I want a non-profit for non-profit to non-profit. By the way, Bob missed Sexy Soldier Girl.
Are you talking about the dolls?
Yeah.
See, that's the one thing that doesn't make sense to me, mister. They don't need tops. Is like, well, if the guys don't need tops and the girls don't need tops, because in theory they can survive the same environments, but the girls get tank tops.
My laptop's
Bob's, it's boobs. We know why. Come on.
Chief.
Yeah, Chief. Bob.
Let the rogue troopers have tank tops, damn it.
Yeah, no. Disagree.
How are you finding being a biochip? Not what
Let the troopers do not. The troopers do not need. The ladies do because they have boobies. The rule of boobies will always apply because booms.
No. If your meat being thrown to the grinder, your meat being thrown to the grinder. It doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think the dolls were. That's the problem. I think the female GIs actually were like a high, like, because keep in mind, all the male GIs, and if you go by the story, the male GIs all dead. The female GIs, not so much.
Well, you see, they survived because they had the tank tops on.
Dude, can I be honest? If we're to take this seriously, why they're not wearing full body armor doesn't make a fucking lick of sense, okay? I am legitimately...
Oh, I'm not even talking about body armor, you know? Sometimes it's nice to wear a shirt. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing a shirt.
I like it for the Adonis idea. I like it for the idea, the kind of the fun that is, that what this actually is as a game.
Hopper on point.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well, it didn't see me. Okay. No, it did. Son of a bitch. Oh, well. He's dead.
Also, what the fuck is X equals Y in this guy's equation? What the hell is he even going on about? Is he trying to make a random number generator?
It's like it's an X to the exponent of some kind, and like a multiple. Yeah, I was gonna have Reggie analyze that at some point.
I think it has something to do with I believe the way he plays the game, the way you're supposed to try to play the game is you have to use a Casio calculator, like one of those calculator versions. I think that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's the game plan. Hold on here. If you want to keep, I got you. Got him. Okay. You want to keep going there, DJ? You're welcome to it. I
need the rest of my eyes, I think, but gonna eat dinner very soon in like 10 minutes. But I think you guys get the idea. The only thing I would do is let me see if I can get Reggie on my phone just so I can like get his I want to know what he I want him to tell me about this equation here.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. We're almost done anyway. We're almost done for tonight. Like I was just about to call it because we were, but I wanted to get a good half hour of this game in before I finished a lot here.
Yeah, I'm looking for that X equation now. Oh, here it is. X log. Oh, it's not logic. It's logarithmic. So let's have Reggie explain this to me right now. Okay. Tell me about. So how does this equation read? Okay, Reggie is on the case. How to read in plain English. X is raised to the power of base 10 logarithm of X. What that actually means. Take a number X. Find the logarithmic to the 10th power of X. Or logarithm to the 10th power of X. How many times do you multiply 10 to get X? Then raise X to that result. Quick examples. If X equals 10, log 10 to the 10th power, or log 10 times 10 equals 1. Result. 10 to the first power equals 10. If X equals 100, log 10 times 100 equals 2. Result. 100 to the second power equals 10,000. If x is 1,000, log 10 times 1,000 equals 3. Result: 1,000 to the 1,000 cubed, or to the third power, equals 1 billion. What it's actually doing conceptually, it grows faster than a normal power, but more controlled than something like x to the x. The exponent itself grows slowly, logarithm, but keeps increasing. In the context of that RPG, it's being used as a scaling function, turning linear point value into something that expands into large ranges, separates weak versus strong character more dramatically, keeps early numbers manageable, but lets high-end values explode. Think of it as a power amplifier curve. If you want, I can map how this compares to exponential or logarithmic systems used in other RPGs. For now I'm good, but maybe you guys would be interested.
It's not. It actually shouldn't. Like, well, in theory, it might work, but I don't know. Like this really does sound absolutely batshit insane. Like from a guy who's been role playing for a very long time. This makes me go, what the fuck? It's kind of amusing though. But no, I think we're gonna call it now. I think we did a lot tonight. And I think I got my Rogue Trooper in, and I wanted to get some Rogue Trooper in tonight. And we're gonna be definitely doing some more Rogue Trooper for Space Geeks, just because, with this movie coming out, we are definitely gonna be talking more about Rogue Trooper, and we will actually break down some more Rogue Trooper next week if all goes well. Otherwise, I think this was a good. I think it's a good stopping off point. Is there anybody out there right now on the live stream that we can pop off onto? Anybody that we can come say hi and say Orc Raid for those few people that are watching?
Nope.
No, really? Okay. All right. So tonight, I guess we will call it tonight. Thank you very much, everybody, for enjoying the insanity that was Space Geek. We're gonna do some more Rogue Trooper coming up, and I think I can find somebody. I'll see if I can find someone right now. I'll look in my own red reservoir of people that I know sometimes do live streams. Give me a sec here. Live. Anyone live? Anyone live and in charge? Come on, boys, give me a live. We got nobody I want to really give a pop to. You know what? Overlord DVD is live. We will send people to him to be nice because he's a good streamer. Thank you very much, everybody. Again, support the channels. We had a lot of fun today, and boy howdy. If you want more of DJ doing the fun that is this, and if you want to watch the Flophouse, check out the Rumble channel. Thank you, Ars, for that. And if you want to check out Overlord DVD there, Doomcock, he's a good guy, fun. They're doing something now. If you want to have fun doing that, and if you want to check out other people, their links are in the description. And if you want more insanity that is hybrid, we will do more reading. Who knows? We'll see how far we get. I'm not sure how far. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you the next time. Have yourself a very good night, and we'll talk to you later.